461,000 customers, 2,500 employees. Together, we've weathered storms, lifted each other up, and built a brighter future. Thank you for 100 years, Mississippi. We're ready for the next century. Together, we power life.
When you focus on one thing, you master it. The physicians at Mississippi Sports Medicine go beyond specialization to empower your life, with subspecialties focused on specific areas of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition countless times and know exactly how to get you back to the life you love. Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
Back at Balkan Hemingway Stadium, great to have you with us. Just about ready for the 5A state championship game. Alongside Brian Eubank, Brandon Davis down on the sideline. We got the Killer Bees. Bill Wilson's back behind us, Brett Riley as well. I'm Ben Ingram, so if your name starts with a B, you're on this broadcast tonight. So, UB, it's good to see you, man. Hope you had a really good Thanksgiving and holidays and good football season. And going to be a lot of fun calling this game with you tonight.
Always a pleasure, Ben. I mean, in awe of being of course, in your presence as always. But, no, in all seriousness, this is going to be it's going to be hard to live up to the last broadcast or last ball game.
Yeah.
But West Point is a team that is just, they know nothing but being here in this game.
West Point is making their 8th straight appearance in this game. And it's like I was talking with Breck just a moment ago about the expectations for West Point. When you play football at West Point, it's not just about winning your district, getting to the playoffs. It's about being here and winning this thing. So that's what their expectation is. There's no shocker that they're in this game.
We were talking about 20-plus straight playoff appearances, 31 total. I mean, they haven't been playing playoff football the way they've been playing it for that long, but 11 state titles. If they win one tonight, they'll be the all-time record holder now for state championships, finally surpassing South Panola, who they've been tied with for a while now at 11.
Meanwhile, Laurel, an interesting season. 8-6 is their record. You look at the records for these teams that are still playing high school football this time of year. You don't see too many 8-6 teams, but that's a team that started out very slow. In fact, they were 1-5 out of the gate, but they got it turned around, and they have been putting up a bunch of points in the playoffs.
Oh, no question. And this team is they actually started off preseason number 4 when you talk about the MS Gridiron polls, and that's kind of where they landed. They never did get in that top 10 poll, but 31 points a game, but giving up 26 a game. It's like that. They've just kind of been battling, like you said, all year long. But in the postseason, it has been an impressive run. There it is. They took down Provine 43-6, Brookhaven 31-28, and then Gaucher 31-10.
Yeah, it's a great run for them. And I know that this is going to be a really good battle. 5A state championship. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network.
They come from every part of this great Magnolia State. From the foothills to the crossroads of the Delta. From the red clay through the thick piney woods. And from along the mighty river to the sea. Places with unique names and history tucked far away from the modern world. Young men from various backgrounds. Few from cities, many from small towns and farms. Through blood, sweat, and tears, they become brothers. Differences put aside, displaying unity for a common mission that can not only be accomplished, but conquered. Life lessons taught on a Magnolia State gridiron where playing for crab traps, little brown jugs, and golden chickens just means more. But for the vast majority of these young men, they will never play the game again after these days are done. But for some, legends will be born.
McNair throws back. Kobe Jenkins, touchdown. He's going deep to Jerry Rice. He's got a touchdown. Carr back to pass, pumps to the left. 8 seconds left. He gets away from the pressure, fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Quick pitch to Walter, looking for the record, cuts back, he's got it, he's out over the 25 to the 26-yard line. Walter Payton becomes the National Football League all-time leading rushers on his second carry here in the second half, and that's the equivalent to Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's all-time home run record.
And kings, they will be crowned.
Smith off to the races, breaks a tackle, hits the sideline across the 50, 40, 30, reverses his field, breaks that tackle. What a dynamic run. Touchdown, Picayune.
Where storybooks are written.
Snap is back, it's blocked, it's hopping off the turf, it's picked up out of the air, and into the end zone, touchdown Bay Springs.
And dynasties reign.
Now he's got the sideline. See ya. 2 plays is the answer, and another touchdown. This one from 46 yards out. Scott Central is running away with this one.
And where the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat meet in one unforgettable moment.
For a 4A state championship, snap, hold, kick. Louisville walks it off at Hattiesburg.
Three days, 14 teams, 7 champions. Mississippi, it is time. Time to witness history. This is the 5A State Championship on the State Championships Radio Network.
Just about ready for kickoff here for the 5A State Championship game. Mentioned that Brian Eubanks alongside me, Ben Ingram. Let's go down to the sideline and join in with Brandon Davis. Brandon, I want to check in with you. How you doing down there in terms of your warmth factor? It is freezing down there. And we'll check in with Brandon a little bit later. Euby, how did you do with your warmth factor during that first ball game? Your mic's not there either. Beautiful.
There I am. There
you go.
It's as frozen as I was. It's not necessarily the cold. It's the wind and the humidity just makes it all that more colder. I had somebody tell me they went to Alaska on one trip and said that it was, 8 or 7 degrees, but it felt colder here because of how humid it is here.
Yeah, 49 degrees at kickoff, wind out of the south, blowing towards that north end zone. So that's right to left from where we sit. And, of course, the coin toss just took place. 5A state championship game between Laurel and West Point. Laurel won the toss, and they will kick to start things off. So let's dive back into these two teams and breaking them down. West Point, they were the North State champion, 10-3, 4-1 during region play, and that was Region 1 of 5A classification, and Chris Chambliss is their coach. He's in his 18th season, and he has taken West Point now to 10 state championship game appearances, including 8 in a row, and he's searching for his 7th state championship and his first since 2019. Meanwhile, Laurel, as we mentioned, coming off a season where they went 8-6, 4-1 in their region. Head coach Ryan Ernest in his 4th season at Laurel, and he's in the state championship game for the first time since taking Collins to back-to-back state championships in 2014 and 2015. When we come back in 3 minutes, we'll have the kickoff of the ball game. It's the 5A state championship, and it's coming up next on the State Championships Radio Network.
All the sports you love.
I'm glued all day.
To WRKS, Pickens, Jackson, Mississippi's #1 sports station. Worldwide, online at thezone1059.com. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
Nothing better.
Come one and all, have a ball, and enjoy Corinth, Mississippi, where getaways can be just for the girls, or the whole family kit and caboodle. Yup, even the labradoodle, where history's stirringly captivating, little eateries busily plating, shops and out-of-the-way spots, B&Bs and revelries just awaiting. A land where, as the song says, roosters stand treetop tall. And that's not all. Plan your trip at Corinth.net.
We're always prepared with Kubota equipment that can help you no matter what the situation is. It's just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for a farmer to get the hay out of his field before the rain comes. They're both equally important to us because your events are our events. Your milestones are our milestones. Your values are our values. Let Parrish support you with a Kubota. Let Parrish be your partner on and off the field. Parrish Tractor in Hattiesburg and Poplarville.
Bourbon and barbecue sauce together as one at Buffalo Wild Wings? Bet I know how it happened. One night at a dimly lit B-Dubs, smooth bourbon bumped into tangy barbecue sauce. They chat, flirt, bat eyelashes. B-Dubs barbecue goes home with bourbon. Some hickory, incense is lit. It's a full-on seduction. When they just, hey ho, sorry, you know what? Got carried away there. It's just this bourbon barbecue sauce is that good. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Limited time only while supplies last. Please drink responsibly.
I'll come down to you out of this break, Brandon.
That's perfect.
Synonymous with quality and dependability. A third-generation family business with a history that dates back to the 40s. We were born to be roofers. And with 8 locations across the Southeast, come rain or shine, leak or structural damage, we're by your side no matter what. Please visit ecmalone.com today to request a professional roofing estimate.
Back at Vaughn Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss, alongside Brian Eubank, Ben Ingram here with you. Let's check in with Brandon Davis down on the sideline. Brandon, 5A state championship game should be a good one.
Yeah, guys, and I will say, I'm sorry I had technical difficulties a moment ago. I had to get the mic turned on and working, but it is cold down here. A very brisk, stiff wind coming out of the, I guess that would be the southeast, southwest, whatever. My geography teacher is probably rolling his eyes at me right now, but this is going to be a beautiful night for football. Had a chance to talk to both coaches before the game. Ryan Ernest, he said, look, we've lost 6 games throughout this season, but the most important one is number 15 tonight. They feel really good about their opportunities. And then with West Point, Chris Chambliss, he said, we just got to play ball. Tackle, hit. He said, you know what football is all about. That's what we've got to do. So Coach Chambliss in his normal routine, he's excited. I'm excited. This is going to be a beautiful night for football here at Ole Miss.
Yeah, it is. And Brandon, I'm glad you're with us here on the sidelines for this ball game. We'll be hearing from you throughout the ball game. Talking about Laurel just a moment ago and coming through with an 8-6 regular season. This is a team that's going to run the football and mostly you be behind Tyler Miller, 6'7", 340 pounds, a four-star offensive lineman. He's a junior. He has offers from dozens of programs, and it's pretty simple for their offense. Get the ball into someone's hands and run behind number 59.
Has much changed? I mean, in West Point over the years, it's kind of like South Panola back in the day when they would just run the football, and if they threw a forward pass, it was earth-shattering. But they obviously can mix in the throw as well, but they are so reliant on that run, and it is so deadly, too, along with Daniels. I mean, Daniels is that Florida commit is really something.
Yeah, those are some big-time names in this ball game this evening. For West Point, it's a team that averaged 34 points a game. They can do it all sorts of different ways, but like UB mentioned, they're going to keep it on the ground a lot. Defensively, they give up 18. Meanwhile, Laurel, we mentioned that attack, 32 points per game offensively. They give up 27, and it's a team that more times than not had to win a track meet against some of their opponents this year. Look at some of those scores that Laurel was engaged in this year, UB. Lots of 45 to 38 style ball games. So for them, they know they're going to give up some points. They have been in the track meet before. I don't think they're too scared of a track meet style ball game.
Not at all. I mean, they almost welcome it. And maybe they had their bread buttered a little bit earlier today with what they saw, the over 100 points and over 1,000 yards in that 1A contest, and said, hey, we can pull that off. We can hang in a game like that and just kind of match score for score.
These are two of my favorite mascots this weekend. You got the Golden Tornadoes and the Green Wave. It's going to be a good one.
What wins in that battle?
We're going to find out. We're really going to find out. Laurel, champions of the South, they're coming out in the home uniforms. They have the maroon tops, maroon pants, maroon helmets with the gold piping and the gold trim and gold numerals. Meanwhile, the Green Wave of West Point coming out in dark green helmets, dark green pants, white uniform tops, and dark green numbers. So it'll be Laurel, as we mentioned, who won the toss. And it'll be West Point and Laurel for the 5A state championship, just about ready to start here at Ole Miss. This is the second game today. It was Biggersville versus Velma Jackson in game 1. That was the 1A state championship, and the Biggersville Lions gave up 49 points and won the game. There were 102 points scored in that first ball game. Absolute thriller. And congratulations to both teams. It was the Biggersville Lions who won the 1A state championship. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock and 7:30 are 2 ball games. It'll be Heidelberg and Charleston for the 2A championship tomorrow at 4. And then tomorrow night, West Jones and Grenada at 7:30 for the 6A state championship. Then Saturday, 3 ball games, noon, 3:30 and 7. 4A, 3A, and 7A. Those will be great ball games as well. Columbia versus Louisville for the 4A. Noxubee County versus Winona for the 3A. And then Oak Grove versus Starkville for the 7A on Saturday. So Laurel is about to kick off. John Gonzalez is the kicker. He's got the ball on the tee, teed up at the 40-yard line. West Point ready for the kick, and they're going to be playing in their 8th straight state championship game and looking for another state championship. West Point has won 11 state championships in school history. Ball on the tee. John Gonzalez ready to put his foot into it and get this thing going. Going to have a good time at Oxford tonight here at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Kick is in the air, and this is a short one. This will be fielded at the 29-yard line. West Point had to fall on it. Ball is loose, and now West Point falls on it at the 28-yard line.
Well, that checked up on the returner, and that live ball all of a sudden became an issue, and he nearly didn't fall on top of it.
So we will see Kanan Daniels in the offense for West Point. As Hubie mentioned, Kanan Daniels, a Florida commit, 3-star senior running back. They'll put him at quarterback as well. In fact, they'll split time with Daniels and Tillman Evans back there. And, of course, this is Daniels, who's out of the shotgun. 2 men in the backfield, 1 on either side of him. 1st and 10 of the 28-yard line. Kanan Daniels looking over the Laurel defense, waiting on the snap. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right, cuts up field, hit by a couple of tornadoes there at the 30, and dropped to the 31-yard line at a gain of 3.
And Anthony Rogers coming in on the stop there, filling up that gap. But anytime you can get 3 and 4 yards a chunk, you know you're going to be able to move the sticks after just 3 plays.
And they've got many guys who can do it. Now they bring Quintarian Tillman Evans in at quarterback. And he casts his eyes to the far sideline, getting the signs from his coach, Coach Chambliss, who's had his team in the state championship game so many times, calmly giving his sign to his quarterback, Tillman Evans. Meanwhile, to his right is running back Josh Gray. 1 wide out to the left side, and that is Keeman Ewing. Ewing goes in motion left to right. This is a keeper up the middle. Tillman Evans has a hole, breaks through the linebackers up close to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8, and that'll be a 1st down for West Point.
Good tackle by Moffitt, kind of saving things there. You know, West Point, too, Ben, the last 3 trips they've come here, they haven't been able to pull off the victory. So that's been one of those, I'm sure, motivating factors for this team this year in trying to finally get that ring back.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's something they can certainly use for ammunition for this year's bunch because they've been here and have come up short. Kanan Daniels back in at quarterback. Ball right in the middle of the field of the 39, just shy of the 40-yard line. Nose just sniffing the 40. 2 wide to the right side. Out of the gun, rolling to his right. Daniels takes it around the end, cuts it upfield, 45-50, into tornado territory, down to the 40-yard line. A big gain of close to 20 yards and a 1st down. They move the chains again.
Love and Lindsay combined to get the stop, but this is that West Point team. They know how to run the football, and they are so patient, especially when he gets in those running lanes.
And they have so many guys who can do it. No score, 10.5 minutes left in the first quarter. This is the first drive of the game, and if you just found us anywhere in the state of Mississippi, as we're statewide, it's great to have you with us for the 5A state championship game between West Point and Laurel. Looking to the sideline, every member of the Green Wave offense, as they have 1st and 10 at the Laurel 40-yard line. They pack it in tight, send a tight end out. Here's a snap going around the left tackle, fighting forward, picking up a yard or 2, Quintarian Tillman Evans. So a gain of a couple yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Went to that weak side, but there was just no hole to open up there. It was just nothing but tornadoes. And I don't know what a host of tornadoes is, but I'm sure there's a name for it.
Tornado.
Twisters?
Twisters. In the state of Mississippi, Twisters is a good one. So they picked up a few farm families of Mississippi 1st downs here in the first quarter. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Ball at the 37-yard line. Movement for the Tornadoes. And now whistles blow And that'll be a penalty, offsides versus Laurel.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards. Keep sucking out.
Well, not that West Point needs any help moving the football, but they just got 5 free yards. That'll make the line of scrimmage the 33-yard line, coming up second down and about 3 yards on the Laurel 33-yard line. They're looking for another Mississippi Air National Guard first down as we continue in the Farm Families of Mississippi first quarter. No score, 9:13 left in the first quarter. They'll send a man in motion left to right, taking it right up the gut. This is Kanan Daniels looking for some daylight, picks up a yard, and that'll bring up a third down now for West Point.
His teammate coming around the end, and Ewing kind of collided with his helmet in his hand and threw off his timing just a little bit and slowed him down just enough to allow Laurel to really bottle him up there.
Yeah, now Daniels heads to the sideline, so does Ewing. And they bring Quintarian Tillman Evans back out onto the field. Power I formation with Tillman Evans under center. 3 men in line right behind him. Keeman Ewing at the back of that line. They'll try to power it ahead. And this is Ewing right up the middle. Big hole. Bowls over a linebacker inside the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down to the 19-yard line as they get into the Raising Cane's red zone.
Magruder tried really hard to hold on there for dear life and make sure he didn't get the touchdown and just prevent his forward progress. But he just pretty much drove him 5 or so yards after contact.
Boy, it is so impressive what they do up front, UB, and they have so many different weapons. This time it's Kanan Daniels back out onto the field. Back behind him, he's got Keeman Ewing and others. Also back there is Mac McGee, the tight end, as they have lined up as a fullback right now. Under center, this will be Daniels, a handoff, powering ahead down to the 15-yard line was McGee. That'll make it second down and about 4. Put the ball right at the 14-yard line. West Point driving their first drive of the ball game. No score, 7:40 left in the first quarter of the 5A state championship game.
Clock running. I mean, already under 7.5 now by this next snap.
How long was that first game? About 3.5 hours?
3+.
Well,
yeah.
We're going to cook the time of game for this one. West Point sends a man in motion. Taking it himself now, Kanan Daniels bounces to the outside, has a lane, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. West Point is into the end zone, and it's Kanan Daniels who's been their offensive leader all year, and he makes it 6-0 Green Wave.
Power. That's all it was power to the right side and speed after he got to the outside edge. No one's there to get to him, and when it's a foot race, he's going to win it.
On for the extra point now, and ready to kick West Point. This is Jack Carter Taylor. He puts it up and he puts it through. So it is 7-0 in favor of West Point. They score on the first drive of the ball game. Back in 30 seconds. This is the 5A state championship game on the State Championship Radio Network.
To be safe around electricity, here are a few things to be aware of. Electricity from power lines can jump to nearby objects, like ladders, so stay at least 10 feet away. There are wires behind walls, so use a cable detector before you drill. Many electrical lines are underground. Call 811 to locate them before you dig. Think safety first. And for more safety tips, visit beawareeverywhere.com. Brought to you by Cooperative Energy.
7-0 West Point in the 5A state championship game as they lead over Laurel alongside Brian Eubank. Ben Ingram here with you. And it was a very successful first trip down the field for West Point. And I think the only thing that really went against them there early on, UB, was that kickoff that they just about fumbled away for a moment. Once they got their paws on the ball, they had no problem going straight down the field.
No issues at all. That was the most impressive opening drive of a game I've seen. I mean, that was just methodical. Didn't have to throw a pass, didn't have to even play action, anything. It's all about dominance on the line, and they proved to be the stiffer opponent so far.
Yeah, I think if you're Laurel and you see that first drive, you have to be thinking, okay, well, we know exactly what they do, but that doesn't make it easy to stop. There are no secrets when it comes to West Point's offense. They're going to pound the ball, and that's exactly what they did right there, and they were giving no resistance, going down the field for that opening drive of the ball game. This is the Farm Families of Mississippi first quarter. And for West Point, picking up multiple Mississippi Air National Guard first downs en route to that first touchdown of the ball game. And they have the 7-0 lead. As we mentioned, this is the second game today. This is the first day of the 3-day state championship weekend here at Ole Miss, and it's great to be here. This is the first time that Vaught-Hemingway Stadium has hosted these games since 2017. And it's a great venue, of course, largest stadium in the state of Mississippi, boasting an attendance record of just about 67,000. They've been playing football here since 1915. And another thing that we're going to be talking about, probably more so tomorrow in day 3, is this natural Bermuda grass surface. The last few years, games in Hattiesburg on an artificial surface. Could have some rain in the area. I'll be curious to see what this field looks like come Saturday.
And I think the last time that these games were here, it was artificial turf, wasn't it? Still, I think it was still turf back in 20, whatever that was.
It was right around 16 or 17 when they changed. So
so maybe it was. But yeah, I mean, right now it's down on the field, and they've already punched some of it in preparation, to aerate it and whatnot. So I'll be interested to see, too, how the footing holds up.
Looking good right now. 7-0 in favor of West Point. And they kick the ball away. Fair catch at the 26-yard line. And it is going to be 1st and 10 for Laurel right there.
Can't take Eubank anywhere. I mean, if only there was a booth cam. Oh, wait, there is. Yeah, I've spilled. I was trying to help out Ben get his stats rolling and spilled water all over his.
Those cups hold a lot of water, don't they?
They do. I was trying to give you the drive summary, which we're supposed to. So, yeah, good call. Way to go, Eubank.
We'll get to it. Meanwhile, Laurel takes the field for the first time. Their quarterback, Kobe Pierce. Running back, Braden Jordan. They're going to be looking to run behind Tyler Millard. He is the big offensive lineman for Laurel that is a junior and has lots of schools looking for him. Looking to pass, Kobe Pierce has time in the pocket, fires deep down the near sideline, one-on-one, and a flag comes out as the pass was incomplete, but there is a lot of bumping down around the 50, 45-yard line, and it was the cornerback for West Point who got a little bit too aggressive with the receiver, Zakaria Jenkins.
I mean, turned him around, and what a difference. You saw nothing but running on that last drive, which was, oh, by the way.
Pass interference, defense, 15 yards, first out.
8 plays, 72 yards, and 4:44 off the clock on our drive summary. But you go from all runs to that first, home run ball.
He's got a good arm. That's the first time I've seen Kobe Pierce's arm in person, and he dropped back looking to zing it. And it's a first down for Laurel. 7-0 West Point, 7:13 left in the first quarter of play. Out of the shotgun, Kobe Pierce has one man in the backfield. Pierce hands off, straight ahead, big hole, looking for room to run. Braden Jordan cross the 50-yard line to the 45, and that is a first down and into West Point territory.
Upended by Carter.
That'll move the chains, and that'll be a Mississippi Air National Guard first down. Golden Tornadoes looking to answer. Braden Jordan, the lone back, right there with the quarterback, Kobe Pierce. Pierce surveying the defense, 3 wide to the left side. Pierce fakes a handoff, takes around the left side. He can move, finds a hole inside the 40, close to the first down marker, a gain of about 8.5 yards, and that brings up second down and short. So Laurel looking to answer and quickly moving down the field. They say second down and 4. They mark him at the 40. And he goes back into the pistol formation, ball on the left hash, 3 wide to the right side, out of the gun. Kobe Pierce claps his hands, now looks to the sideline. All the receivers looking to that sideline as well. That's the home sideline as they look to their right, moving left to right towards the south end zone. Ready for second down. Here's the snap. Pierce hands off around the left side, looking for a hole and finding nothing. Braden Jordan. He had 3 white shirts around him and completely suffocated for a loss.
Jamari Rush and Jermaine Elliott just filled up that hole so quickly, able to just stop him in his tracks. And it'll bring up 3rd and long.
And let's see if we see the arm of Kobe Pierce again. Again, he came out on first down looking to throw a bomb down the sideline, got a pass interference that resulted in a first down. So here's 3rd down out of the pistol. Now looking to the sideline, an audible will be called. West Point with 4 men on the defensive line. We'll see if they can come after him and get some pressure on Pierce. Couldn't flush him out of the pocket a little while ago. Now they're going to hand off right up the middle and knock down a yard shy of the first down, Braden Jordan. A little bit of a delayed handoff. It's going to be 4th and 1, and given what we've seen, you'd imagine they'd be going for it on 4th and short.
Braylon Hodges did a great job sliding over to prevent him from picking up that first down, and now decision time for the Golden Tornadoes.
They've got the ball marked to the 37-yard line, needing to reach the 36 to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, Kobe Pierce. Pierce has one man behind him. That's Braden Jordan. 3 wide to the right side. Ball's on the left hash. Pierce takes the handoff. Now a handoff to the running back up the middle. He's got the first down. That'll be a gain of about 7 yards inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line.
Elliott and McKinney come up with a big stop too. We said that a bunch already, just these big stops, because these backs, once they get into that second level, I mean, they are putting it into another gear.
1st and 10 of the 29. Handoff up the middle, absolutely nothing there. There are 3 West Point Green Wave defenders right there to chop him down. That'll be a loss of 4 on the play.
Shamarian McKinney, the linebacker, and Louis Fasella was the rover coming over, and I mean, absolutely plastering him right at the 31.
7-0 West Point, 4:12 left in the first quarter. This is the 5A state championship game. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Laurel Golden Tornadoes looking at 2nd down and long. Pierce looking to pass, rolls out, looking to fire, lobs towards the end zone as a man, and it's incomplete. Put some touch on that ball. He was looking for Zachariah Jenkins, but it was just out of his reach. And Pierce able to do a nice job escaping the pocket, put some air under that ball, but just couldn't quite find his intended target, Jenkins.
And Jenkins had beaten Shelton to the point. He just, like you said, he underthrew it just a touch.
So now 3rd down and 12 from the 31-yard line. Needing to reach the 19 to move the sticks. Laurel trailing West Point 7-0. Kobe Pierce takes the snap. Pierce now takes it up the gut himself inside the 25-20, breaks into the hole inside the 10, across the goal line, and a touchdown. What a great run by Kobe Pierce. Everybody expects him to fire it. Instead, pulls it in, runs it between the tackles, and gets the Golden Tornadoes in the end zone.
What an answer by Laurel. And that is another textbook drive by them.
Very athletic run. So now it's Gonzalez on it, looking to tie up the ball game.
How do you answer a 4-minute drive? Well, a 3.5-minute drive.
These first 2 drives very impressive by both of these teams. Gonzalez, right-footed kicker, ready to put his toe into it. Snap down, kick is away, almost blocked, just got it away, and that is good. That ties up the ball game. 3:43 left in the first quarter. Laurel 7, West Point 7. Back in 30 seconds on the State Championship Radio Network.
At Davini, we are your hometown Kubota dealer. We're the oldest Kubota dealer in the U.S. That means we've been doing it better longer than anyone else. We have 2 locations in the metro area to serve you, Madison and Jackson. When I say hometown, it means something to us.
We are hometown. We are hometown. We are hometown.
We support our local schools, community organizations, and local municipalities. Shopping and keeping business local keeps our community strong.
We are hometown.
7-7 ball game. Let's check in with Brandon Davis down on the sideline.
Yeah, thank you, man. The C-Spire call to the sideline, and I know you guys can't see the smile on my face, but just beautiful offensive line play by Laurel in that last drive, and like Yubi said, a great answer there. Don Diego Collins, Jarius Jahee, and Tyler Miller for the Golden Tornadoes just really dominated that West Point defensive line, and this is going to be a great game tonight between 2 great offensive lines.
Yeah, it sure is. Really good. These first 2 drives, very impressive by both teams as we continue the Mississippi Air National Guard. The Farm Families of Mississippi first quarter, I should say.
Quickly, your Kirk Auto scoring summary. 8 plays, 73 yards, 3:33 off the clock.
Kick is away, and this will send West Point back inside the 10. That'll bounce inside the 5 and across the goal line for a touchback. So that'll bring West Point out 1st and 10 as the kick from Gonzalez goes into the end zone.
It's not often you talk about 5A football and extra points being a big issue, but I feel like this may be an issue today. We already saw it obviously in the 1A game where it's not as big a factor, or kicking extra points is not as big a factor. It was mostly going for 2. But today you've already seen a struggle with the first 2 extra points. So it might come down to that tonight.
Well, if these first 2 drives are any indication of what the rest of the game is going to show, it's going to be a really good game as Both teams on their first drive go right down the field, racking up large chunks of yardage and finding the end zone. So now the Green Wave with Kane and Daniels back out on the field, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, moving from right to left towards the north end zone. 7-7 game, 3:43 left in the first quarter. Up the middle, Kane and Daniels rumbling ahead, finds a few blockers, going to rip up about 6-7 yards. And that's a big gain, just getting into that pile, UB, and following the surge.
And Daniels is one of those guys proving it doesn't matter what style of football your coach draws up, whether it's this old school style or what Laurel does, more of a passing style offense. If you're a good enough athlete, you're going to get a look, and that's why he's heading to Florida.
Yeah, there's some great athletes on the field. That's the interesting thing because, like you mentioned, great athletes on both sides, but the offense is very different. And it's fun to see that contrast of styles. Green Wave looking at 2nd down and 3. Out of the shotgun, Tillman Evans finds a hole around the right side, has a first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 9 yards. That'll move the chains. And a first down brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard.
I wonder, game planning, how difficult it is to know one of those two guys, what happens if they're both back there? I mean, we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But what happens when they both get back there? What do you do?
Weapons all over the field for West Point. Offense looking towards the sideline. That's Kane and Daniels getting instructions from Chris Chambliss. Out of the gun, one wide out to the left. Daniels rolls to his left, gets around the end, fights ahead to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down now from the 40-yard line.
Coach Chambliss on Daniels, he said, we first noticed him in the 9th grade. His leadership ability along with his toughness as a player sets him apart from others. And by the way, this is what I've been told is Coach Chambliss' last game to coach.
Well, he's had quite the run. Yeah. Trying to send him out on top. Back in at quarterback, Quintarian Tillman Evans. 1:53 left in the first quarter of play. Laurel 7, West Point 7. Ball on the left hash. 5-man front for Laurel. Taking the snap, Tillman Evans runs up the middle. He's going to be met by a couple of tornadoes right there. Pulled to the ground at the 43-yard line. Gains 3, and that'll make it 3rd down at about 2.5 yards now for West Point.
And if you're Laurel, you're just trying to figure out at what point, where is the answer right now? Because they've had 0 third down conversions, 1 for 1. I mean, West Point's only had 1 third down out of their, to this point, that was play, well, it's not on here. Play number about 12, 13 now.
Either way, it could be a really lonely night for the punters.
We hope so, for our sake.
3rd and short, right up the middle. Kane and Daniels has a first down, fighting his way through a host of tornadoes. And he's got the first down, makes his way to the 48-yard line, gain of 4. And it's first down now for the Green Wave at their own 48-yard line. First down brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard.
And speaking of first downs, it's got to be so nice for the fans to be able to enjoy the atmosphere here at Vaught-Hemingway, but also to have Glenn Waddle announcing the first downs like he does at Ole Miss games. It brings such a cool element.
He's been great at it for a long time, hasn't he? Bringing a new quarterback now under center, as this will be Colt Whitaker. He looks to the sideline, I formation behind him. Whitaker takes the snap. There's a handoff. Ewing bounces to the left side, right across the 50. They'll mark him down just across the 50-yard line into Laurel territory at about the 49-yard line and make it 2nd down and 7 now for West Point.
Well, Whitaker's also listed as the punter, so it's probably just a chance to get him some activity because you just said he wasn't going to see any action.
That's right. Might get more action as the 3rd-string quarterback than as the 1st-string punter. That's the end of the first quarter, and we'll be back in 60 seconds. Quite a first quarter. It's a 7-7 ball game here in the 5A State Championship. Back in 60 seconds on the State Championship Radio Network.
Game's opening ceremony with the parade of athletes. Ready to go for the gold?
It's time to get your game on.
Visit stategamesofms.org today.
Come find your better life at Hines Community College. From strong academic and career tech programs to athletics, Heinz CC has a tradition that helps everyone turn their passion into a profession. Classes are available day and night with a flexible schedule with you in mind at any one of our 6 convenient locations or online. Call 1-800-HEINZ-CC or visit heinzcc.edu and make your dreams into a reality today.
Laurel 7, West Point 7 here in the 5A state championship game as we march right into the Mississippi Sports Medicine second quarter, coming to you from Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss. A 7-7 ball game as West Point scored on their first drive of the ball game. Laurel has had one drive. They scored as well. So they're in the first quarter. The quarter ended with West Point on their second drive, so really just one drive each in the first quarter. So the clock is flying as these two teams are moving the football.
Yeah, on the William Carey stat tracker, 8 minutes, 27 seconds. West Point's had the ball, 3:33 for Laurel.
So now West Point moving towards the south end zone, ball at the 50-yard line. Rolling to his left, Kanan Daniels on second down. Jukes a man, has a first down, angles out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A gain of 10 yards and another first down now for the Green Wave, brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard.
Business as usual for Laurel. For West Point. I mean, that's play number 7, and they still haven't even gotten to the 40 yet.
Yeah, that line, Cameron Lucius, Elijah Lowry, Braylon Wolford, Merritt Allen, Tykerison Orr, they're opening up some holes. And Kanan Daniels, so quick, so athletic, and so many weapons around him, looking very impressive. This is Whitaker back under center now, quarterback. He hands the ball off to Ewing, bounces to the outside, hits that far sideline, angles out of bounds, a gain of a dozen, and another first down for the Green Wave, ripping up big chunks of yardage.
8 first downs already now. I mean, this is staggering through one quarter and plus now.
It's a major win for Laurel if you can just force a third down. Haven't seen many third downs at all. First down now, the 29-yard line. Here's the snap to Tillman Evans around that left side. He rumbles ahead for 7 yards. And really the plan is the same no matter who's back there. Get the ball and roll to that left side. That's been the stronger side blocking-wise for the Green Wave, and they're just pounding Laurel.
The reason you're not seeing third downs is because they're getting 7 and 8 yards on first down.
Looking at second down now. Second at about 3.5 yards. Here's a snap around the left side. This is now Kanan Daniels. Pushes the pile across the 19-yard line. Has another first down. Brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard. And that'll make it 1st and 10 inside the Canes red zone.
And Brandon talked about how excited he was about the line play, but that's what's making this so easy for this running attack. I mean, they are opening up just gashes of holes over there.
They sure are. Inside the Raising Canes red zone, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. A 7-7 ball game, 11 minutes left until halftime. Looking toward the sideline, quarterback Quintarian Tillman Evans. He's been splitting time back there with Kanan Daniels. And now out of the shotgun, Quintarian Tillman Evans runs left, has tons of blocking inside the 10, lowers his helmet, has a first down. A flag was thrown back at the 12-yard line. He ended up going out of bounds at the 5. Let's see what the penalty's about. This will be a holding versus the Green Wave. So that'll bring that back. But like you mentioned, that left side of the line, Lucius and Lowry, they are doing whatever they want to that side of the Laurel line.
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And even though there's a holding there, that's hardly a deterrent from what they're trying to do right now.
When Braylon Wofford, your left guard, pulls like that at 260 and he's plowing people forward, I'm not sure where the hold was. It must have been inside of that because he was just pushing people down the field.
So now 1st down and 15. Ball at the 22-yard line. They're going to send Daniels in motion. 20 running out of room, fights ahead, gets inside the 15 and goes out of bounds. I believe they'll mark him out of bounds at the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 7.
Football is such a game of staying in rhythm and staying on script. I don't think they've had maybe 1 or 2 negative plays total, but yet to have a second down and more than 10 yet. I mean, every time they've had second down, it's been on the plus side of that down marker.
They'll say second down at 8 from the 15-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Green Wave go under center. It's Tillman Evans back there at quarterback again. One wide to his right, and that's Keeman Ewing. Here's a handoff, and this will be inside the 15 to the 12. That was Tillman Evans actually on the keeper. And now a third down, and Laurel thinking, hey, 3rd down and 5, gaining a little momentum here, even though the Green Wave are moving the ball extremely well down the field.
This will be the third down of the night so far, 2 for 2 for the Green Wave. Can they make it 3 for 3? This will also be play number 14 of this drive.
So on 3rd down and 4, it's Kanan Daniels. Takes the ball around the left side, has blocking. Laurel tries to get there. They seal it off and they stop him. That's a gain of 1. He needed 4. He picked up 1, and it's 4th down now, which has to feel extremely rich for Laurel.
And decision time for Coach Chambliss.
And he's got Quintarian Tillman Evans on the field. They're going to go for this. 4th down and 3 at the 10-yard line. Ball in the left hash. Tillman Evans, you just feel like he's going to get the snap and run left. And now Laurel wants to talk about it. They're going to take a timeout. And let's check in with Brandon Davis down on the sideline. This will be a C Spire sideline report. Brandon, I know we were talking about the blocking just a moment ago and what you're seeing from West Point. And for 4th and 3, I can't imagine there are too many surprises up their sleeves here.
Well, yeah, Ben, and you make a great point. You make a great point, too. But, what I've been seeing down here with this offensive line from West Point is they're getting a 2 to 3 yard surge on the defensive line from Laurel. That last play was just a great effort by the linebackers coming up to make that stop for just about a gain of a yard. But you know it's going to be coming at you. And I think that's why Coach Ernest wanted to take a timeout to talk about it, to make sure he's got the right play dialed up.
Or it might have been because both Tillman Evans and Daniels were on the field at the same time.
That can bring on some confusion.
What do we do here?
It's hard enough when just one of those guys is on the field. But Laurel wanted to talk about it, and probably a good idea to take that moment to talk about it, is head coach Ryan Ernest in his 4th season at Laurel, getting his defense ready for what would be a big stop if they could get it. It's 4th and 3 at the 10-yard line, a 7-7 ball game here in the 5A state championship game, 9:24 left in the 2nd quarter. Line of scrimmage the 10. They need to reach the 7 to move the chains. Now some confusion down there as the referees are getting together. They put the ball down, letting Laurel substitute.
Might have had a equipment malfunction or some type of an injury.
And ready now. So Kanan Daniels in at quarterback, out of the gun, standing at the 15-yard line, 2 men in motion, going to the left side of the line, and now a flag has been thrown.
They haven't shown that all night, Ben, that motion early just to shift that is their strong side, though, so they were getting back over there, and Laurel jumped.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, half the distance.
How frustrating must that be for Laurel? You finally force a 4th down, and then the penalty gives them the 1st down.
And it comes out of a timeout. You have to think that during that timeout, that was talked about. Don't let them pull you off sides here.
And now the rain started to come down here in Oxford.
Brandon predicted it.
Sure did. All right, 1st and goal from the 5. Kanan Daniels, as he looks towards the sideline, getting the play that he wants. Boy, what a break that was for West Point, getting that penalty. And the automatic 1st down. They send Ewing in motion. Now taking it up the middle. Daniels inside the 5. And a swarm of tornadoes there to bring him down. A gain of 2. And it's 2nd and goal from the 3.
I mean, we're talking about a plus 7-minute drive right now. That's play 15 of the drive. Started back at the 20, remember, on the touchback. So now they're inside the 5-yard line. Still 3 more downs if they need it, because you know they're going to go for it on 4th down here.
They send wide Daniels. Back there at quarterback now, Quintarian Tillman Evans. Evans looking to the sideline. Rain starting to come down even heavier now as we're here in the 2nd quarter of a 7-7 ball game of the 5A state championship game. Tillman Evans takes the snap, rumbles ahead across the goal line. He's in for a touchdown. So that's the play that gets them into the end zone, but the key play of the drive, the 4th and 3, where the penalty flag was thrown due to encroachment for Laurel, it gives West Point an automatic 1st down, and they punch it in to take the lead 13-7.
It really is unfortunate. It's only the 2nd penalty of the night on Laurel. It's been a very clean game thus far for both sides. 2 total penalties, or 4 total, 2 for each side. And now another extra point upcoming here from the Dairy Alliance.
Here is Jack Carter Taylor on for the extra point. Left-footed kicker puts it up, and this one will split the uprights, and it is a 14-7 lead for West Point. 8:41 left in the second quarter. Here in the 5A state championship game, West Point 14, Laurel 7. Back in 30 seconds on the state championship radio network.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
8:41 to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Mississippi Sports Medicine. West Point leading Laurel 14-7. Raining here in Oxford. It was raining very hard as the ball was pushed across the goal line for the touchdown, getting a little bit lighter now, but this is what we expected. We know that there's some weather across North Mississippi. I'm curious as to what the field may look like if this continues, because you got these two teams that are going to pound it, and right now the field looks great, but you're talking about 7 games being played over 3 days and getting wet tonight.
Now, by the time you get to Saturday night, it may be chewed up a little bit just because, like you said, of usage. A quick look at the Kirk Auto scoring summary: 16 plays, 80 yards, 7 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock, and the touchdown by Tillman Evans of 3 yards.
So basically, as we stand right now, these two teams are on pace to have about 2 or 3 possessions a half.
That's it.
Which is a complete shift in what we saw in game 1 earlier today, as Biggersville defeated Belma Jackson in a ball game where 102 points were scored, and it took about 3.5 hours to crown a winner in that ball game. So this is a 180-degree difference from what we saw in terms of styles. These two teams, Laurel has had 1 possession. They went all the way down the field. They scored. West Point has had 2 possessions. They've scored on both of their possessions, and both of these teams chewing up lots of clock. Meanwhile, down in the stands, the folks who are down there that are brave to get out, they're wearing ponchos. They're trying to stay dry. But lots of folks have gone for cover. They've gone up underneath the overhangs, into the portals, back into the bowels of the stadium to try to get away from the rain, because it is a cold, windy night, and it was tough already weather-wise, but even more challenging now with a steady rain falling here in Oxford, Mississippi. It's great to have you with us, alongside Brian Eubank and Brandon Davis down on the sideline. Ben Ingram here with you for the 5A state championship game.
The big question is, who does the rain favor? You would obviously say West Point because of their ability to run the football, but right. I think Laurel still has that ability as well if they need to go to it.
Kick is up, and this will be short, and that'll be fielded at the 34-yard line by Laurel. So I see rain as a baseball broadcaster. I'm used to a rain delay. We bring the tarp on. Not in football. We're going to roll right on through and get it going here in the trenches in the midst of the rain.
There's only one thing that stops a football game, and that's lightning.
Hopefully none of that anywhere near us tonight. Laurel on the offense, back out on the field. Golden Tornadoes had a very impressive opening drive. It's been their only drive of the game. And it was really a 1-2 punch. Kobe Pierce, the quarterback, Braden Jordan, the running back. And those two guys back there right now out of a pistol formation. Line of scrimmage, the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Kobe Pierce looking to his left towards the sideline. Ryan Ernest and his staff firing out the signs for their offense, giving them the plays they want to run. Here is a handoff. There is absolutely nowhere to go. Braden Jordan chopped down to the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4, and it's 2nd down and 14 coming up for Laurel.
Well, if Brandon was excited about the offensive line, I can't imagine how ecstatic he was about this defensive line push, because look at the holes they opened up for the linebackers. It's not often your linebacking core gets into the backfield for tackles for loss.
Yeah, it was a free-for-all back there, and that West Point defense. You mentioned those linebackers, Kentarius Dawson, Shamarian McKinney. They are all back there in the backfield. So now 2nd down and long for the 31-yard line. Pierce looking to pass, looking left, guns it to the near sideline. Pass is caught and now dropped to the 31-yard line. Keenan Jonican was wide open, and it would have been a pass out in the flat, and he was looking to run, but he couldn't get his paws on it. That brings up 3rd down.
I think he looked upfield just a hair before he secured that ball, or maybe the rain played a little bit of a factor, a little bit more of a wet ball now coming at him.
Rain looking more like a sprinkle now. It was pouring just a moment ago, but very light shower now. But 3rd down and 13. Laurel trailing 14-7. Pierce looking to pass. Has time. Now rolls out to his right, looking to fire. He'll bring it down himself, takes it to the sideline, angles out of bounds at the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 8, still well shy of a 1st down. That'll make it 4th down at about 7.
Well, you mentioned that punting wouldn't be much of a factor here tonight, but boy, West Point said, no, we're going to get the ball back on a quick 3 and out. That was an impressive defensive stance.
Sure was, and very different from that first Laurel drive. So now the punter, Zaylen McGill, is on for the Golden Tornadoes. He's standing at his own 26-yard line. There is no one back for West Point. They're just going to let him boom it, see if they come after him. It's a bad snap. He takes it on the hop. No pressure. Gets away a wobbler. That'll bounce to the 34-yard line, bounce about 12 feet up in the air, and then caught by a Laurel player at the 33-yard line. So with 7:36 left in the Mississippi Sports Medicine second quarter, West Point gets the ball, leading 14-7. And UB, after that last drive, in fact, after the 2 drives we have seen, they look at 7:36 left on the clock and say, let's have another long drive, punch it in, and take a 2-touchdown lead into the locker room at halftime.
I mean, right now, you're looking at, they had 4:44 in their first drive, 7:02 on their second drive, and like you said, just 7:36 left now, and they're at the 34, so they may only take 6 minutes here. Just depends.
Yeah, they can definitely eat some clock. Kanan Daniels by himself in the backfield, 2 wide to the left, ball on the left hash of the 35-yard line, moving left to right towards the south end zone. Daniels takes it around the left side, and there's no daylight there. There were a couple of tornadoes there. They cut him down. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd and 10.
And you love those adjustments you see coaches make during a game. They're oftentimes not seen until halftime, but even sometimes you can get those in-game adjustments by your eyes in the sky up here in the coaches' boxes. And, boy, you just saw some quick defensive change there for Laurel to get in the backfield.
Shavarian Hill was the man who got back there for the Golden Tornadoes. 14-7, West Point leading Laurel. Back under center now is Quintarian Evans, and he stumbles coming back and falls back on the 29-yard line. That'll be a loss of 5 yards.
Hey, Brandon, is it getting slicker down there after that rain that came through? Couldn't you tell?
Yeah, Yubi, that's what I was just about to say. This surface has gotten extremely slick. It's not a very thick grass, and it does look good, and the grounds crew done a great job with it. But it's kind of thin, but it is very slick, and that was a result of what we just saw with the quarterback from West Point.
Yeah, Tillman Evans went back looking to roll to his right, and all of a sudden had a blowout underneath him. Went face down into the grass. So 3rd down and 15.
You got to check your tire pressure when it gets colder.
That's right. This will be Whitaker out of the gun. Whitaker looking right. Whitaker fires deep down the sideline. There's nobody there. Overshot his man. And that'll bring up 4th down. So these teams kind of mirroring each other all of a sudden. They had some long drives, then a 3 and out for Laurel, now a 3 and out for West Point, and they'll be putting the ball away.
I don't know what to do here. 6:13, that wasn't even a minute.
Laurel getting the stop that they've been looking for the entire ball game. And it comes with 6:13 left in the second quarter. Our Mississippi Sports Medicine second quarter. West Point punting the ball away from about the 20-yard line. Right-footed punter punts it away. And that was Colt Whitaker, punted it away, taken by Laurel at the 30. They bring it up to the 35-40 and out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So they get the ball back. And that was Anthony Rogers on the return, and really good field position now for Laurel.
Can they take advantage of it is the question and get that answering score. That's what they're hoping for here, because West Point started this game with the football on a 4-minute and 44-second drive. So if they're in their heads thinking about, getting a lengthy drive themselves, or just at least getting an answer here, tying it back up, because they will get the ball to start the second half with Laurel.
See what kind of lightning Kobe Pierce can put into this offense right here. Kobe Pierce, 1 man behind him. That's Braden Jordan coming out on a pistol formation. They've got 3 wide to the right side, 1 to the left. And ball is on the left hash. They'll send Jordan now to the left of the quarterback, Pierce. He's looking to throw. Pierce fires deep down the middle of the field. 1-on-1 pass is caught down to the 12-yard line. What a connection. Deep down that right seam and able to find his receiver, who was 1-on-1, and bringing it in that time for Laurel was Desmond Hosey. That puts Laurel inside the red zone with 5:45 left in the second quarter. What an arm by Kobe Pierce. Puts him down to the 12-yard line inside the Raising Cane's red zone. That was a gain of 43 yards. Now 1st down. Pierce rolls left. inside the 15, runs into 3 Green Wave defenders and knocked out of bounds.
Just stretch that down the line to that defensive front there for West Point. And they're showing it on the Jumbotron again. Another look at that incredible 1v1 catch there. And I believe actually coming down with it. It's hard to see because his jersey got bunched up there. But I think it was Zachariah Jenkins, 17.
Impressive play. Boy, Pierce throws a pretty ball, doesn't he?
He really does.
On 2nd down and 9, ball on the left hash. They have 3 wide to the right side. Pierce surveys the line. Pierce pistol formation, takes the snap, handoff right up the middle. This is Braden Jordan, and met about the 10-yard line, so a gain of a couple.
Jamari Rush, my goodness. He shed his blocker and just leaned over and nearly with one arm took him down.
Well, here's 3rd down and 8 as the rain picks up just a little bit. West Point 14, Laurel 7, 4:57 and counting left in the 2nd quarter. They need to reach just inside the 3 for a 1st down. Kobe Pierce and a 4-receiver set, 2 to either side. Now a timeout will be taken. And we will step aside for 30 seconds. It's a 14-7 lead for West Point, but Laurel is driving. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network. Back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi's college town. Take a master class in Taking It Easy, advanced sociology, or pursue lab-based research. There are no prerequisites in Starkville. Just show up, show out, and enrich yourself. Broaden your horizons and brighten your weekend. Visit Starkville. To learn more, visit starkville.org. That's starkville.org.
All the sports you love.
I'm glued all day.
To WRKS Pickens Jackson, Mississippi's #1 sports station. Worldwide online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
Nothing better.
14-7 West Point. Laurel has the ball, looking at a 3rd down and 8 from the 10-yard line. Rain continues to fall here in Oxford. 2 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Ball on the left hash. Kobe Pierce ready to take the snap, takes it. Looking right, fires inside, and the pass is caught but no gain on the play. They're trying to bring that receiver back in and run around a pick. They do complete the pass, or they say incomplete, but either way, even if it's complete, it would have been a gain on the play anyway.
Yeah, he was stumbling down. The ball was down around his shoe tops. He tried to haul it in and just couldn't quite secure it again. That was Jenkins one more time.
And now they'll bring on John Gonzalez to attempt the field goal. And this will be a 27-yard attempt from the left hash. Doesn't sound like a very long distance, but in these conditions, it's not very easy at all. Rain coming down. Wind is swirling down there. It was blowing south to north, but now swirling a little bit. And the right-footed kicker waiting the snap. Snap is back. Hold down. Gonzalez booms it, but wide left. He hit a dart and had plenty on it, but missed wide left. And the score remains 14-7 with 4:38 left in the 2nd quarter. And Brandon, like you mentioned a moment ago, as we check in with Brandon Davis on the sideline, these conditions seem to be worsening by the minute.
Yeah, Ben, thanks to C. Spire call to the sideline there. And that was really one of the situations you just had there. That was a high snap. I think if that snap was down, the young man makes that kick because he had the leg on it. But, yeah, it's continuing to get slick down here. Especially see it down in the middle of the field where you're seeing more of it being chopped up. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on.
So after the missed field goal attempt, it's 1st and 10 for West Point. 14-7, West Point over Laurel. 4:38 left in the 2nd quarter. And on 1st down, this will be Kanan Daniels running over his right guard across the 30 to the 35, a gain of 15 yards and a 1st down.
And this field in normal days, 6 games, but now it's 7 games, so it'll be even more chewed up by that last one.
Sure will. Well, like you mentioned earlier, and this is a great point, you talk about the styles of offense for weather like this, and West Point has to feel like they have the advantage as they can rumble the ball with multiple weapons back there. That was Kanan Daniels. This time Tillman Evans in there at quarterback. He'll take it himself up the middle, trying to ride the crest of that wave, but he's knocked down at about the 36-yard line. Gain of a couple. And make it 2nd down and 7 now for the Green Wave.
It's almost like they threw a couple of big punches, and now they're just kind of jabbing at each other here now. It doesn't feel like they're throwing any big haymakers other than that long 42-yard pass that wound up proving to be nothing. But really haven't seen much of an explosive play since.
Yeah, it looked more like a sparring session these last few possessions. Looking to change that now as Kanan Daniels busts it to the outside across the 50-yard line, has blocking 40-30 and brought down to the 25-yard line. He does mix it up, throws a big play right there with a huge gain. That'll be a gain of about 40 yards and a first down as they march into Laurel territory.
Well, Ben, you see his patience, too, getting behind his blocker and letting him get downfield to allow him to spring him for some more yardage. So oftentimes you see a guy outrun his blockers and just give up yardage that way, and good patience shown.
Sure was. So now first down at the 25-yard line. Tillman Evans has blocking, runs around the left end up to the 20-yard line. And first and 10 turns into second and 5 as he picks up 5 yards. 3 minutes left in the second quarter, which is brought to you by Mississippi Sports Medicine. Coming up in a moment, we'll have the Visit Corinth halftime shows. Breck Riley will be back with us, giving you all the halftime statistics and updating you on how we got to this point with our scoring summary. West Point leading 14-7. Whitaker goes under center now. One of 3 different quarterbacks for West Point. A handoff to Ewing. Good tackle by Laurel as they knock the ball carrier down at the 20-yard line. No gain for Ewing, and it's now 3rd down and 5.
Jamal Abney, and when you know that team's going to run, you're starting to bring up the defensive backs from deep in the secondary now. That's your strong safety coming up with a big tackle.
They'll be looking for another big play right here. West Point looking at 3rd down and 5. Ball at the Laurel 20-yard line and in between the hash marks. Back in at quarterback is Kanan Daniels. They send 2 men in motion left to right, setting up on the right side of the line. Out of the shotgun now, Daniels. And now they send those same 2 men back, and there's motion, and Laurel has jumped again. That's the second time that play has worked. And it's the second time that it has given West Point a first down, I do believe. They needed 5 yards, and they will mark that off on a 5-yard penalty.
I think it's going to be just short, though.
Maybe an inch short?
Yeah. He was more like 5 1/3 yards. I mean, 3 different guys jumped across for Laurel. Like you said, the second time they've moved that shift.
Yeah, they have fallen for that play a couple of times in crucial moments. So it goes from 3rd and just over 5 to 3rd and under 1.
West Point 2 for 2 to start on 3rd down, 0 for 2 since.
Well, they're looking to convert here on 3rd and very short. 1:35 left in the half. Kanan Daniels takes the snap, rolls around left. He's got the first down. He might have more than that. Inside the 5, and they bring him down to the 4-yard line. That's a gain of 9 yards. And they are inside the 5 and knocking on the door. That'll make it 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. They put it down on the left hash.
I wonder how much yardage Braylon Walford covers as that pulling guard. I mean, he pulls on almost every one of those plays to that strong side and just continues to run downfield with his with lead blocking there for Daniels.
It has worked the entire ball game. 1st and goal from the 4. Here's the snap. Again, this time it is Daniels around the left side, following those steamrollers and right into the end zone for a touchdown. And that is his 2nd of the ball game. That makes it 20-7 West Point with 59 seconds left in the second quarter.
With that carry, 17 carries now for Daniels, 144 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Man, what a first half.
8.5 per carry.
Jack Carter Taylor, left-footed kicker, on for the extra point, looking to make it 21-7. Waiting on the snap. It's a high snap. They get it down, and his kick is up, and it is through. That looked like a flare right out of the end of a Roman candle, but it went across the crossbar and just floated through, and it counts just the same. So it's 21-7 West Point over Laurel. Back in 30 seconds. Just listening to the 5A State Championship game on the State Championship Radio Network.
I'm personal injury attorney Casey Lott. The difference between a $200,000 settlement and a $2 million judgment can be the work your lawyer does from day one. Your injuries are a personal problem for me from the moment you retain our firm until we win your case. If you've been injured in an accident, call me at 554-4000. With offices in Tupelo and Boonville, we're easy to find and we don't get paid unless we win. Let Casey handle your case. Call me at 554-4000.
impressive drive by the Green Wave of West Point, sticking into the end zone with 59 seconds left in the second quarter. They have a 21-7 lead. And now Jack Carter-Taylor kicks it off. That'll be fielded at the 26-yard line by Laurel. They hit that far sideline. Now the returner reverses his field across the 35 up to the 36-yard line. So here's the good news for Laurel. While you only have 49 seconds left, you've got a quarterback who can send it deep down the field. They're looking for a big connection right here.
And they're looking for 2 for 1 because they'll get the ball coming out to start the second half as well. So even if they don't convert here, they still will have a chance to trim this down to a 1-score game after halftime.
Well, they don't have a lot of time to work, but good news for us is we're going to get to see the arm of Kobe Pierce, and it's fun to watch him throw a football. He can spin it. 1st and 10 of the 36-yard line. West Point leading 21-7. West Point bringing 4. Stepping up Pierce on first down. Guns pass caught up to the 47-yard line. That'll be a gain of about a dozen. And that'll be a first down. Brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard. Clock at 37 seconds. Pierce and the Tornadoes have to hurry. 4 receivers set, 2 to either side, and now whistles blow as the ball was snapped. And I believe we have some movement.
I believe the weather is taking out a ref, Mike.
That penalty against the Green Wave. So that'll give Laurel 5 free yards. So it goes from 1st and 10 to 1st and 5. And that puts them in West Point territory at the 49-yard line. 32 seconds and counting. 30, 29. They've got to hurry it up. Down to 25 seconds left in the second quarter. Clock is running. Kobe Pierce surveys the defense. Down to 20 seconds as the ball is at the 49-yard line. Pierce takes the snap. Pierce looking to his left. Sends the ball to the near sideline. Pass is incomplete right off the fingertips of his intended receiver. And it's second down now.
Jermaine Elliott with a big pass breakup right there, preventing that, because if he doesn't make that play, there was no one on this side, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a quick score.
He was looking for Braden Jordan, and West Point able to deliver that hit and keep him from catching the football. So 12 seconds left in the second quarter. This is our Mississippi Sports Medicine second quarter. And we'll go right into the Visit Corinth halftime show in just a moment. 2nd down and 5 from the 49. Kobe Pierce fakes a handoff, rolls to his left, 45 and out of bounds of the 42-yard line with 8 seconds left. And where they are in the field right now, they're within his range where he can certainly throw one deep to the end zone if they can send someone down there in time.
They can't keep it in the field of play, that's for sure, because they have no timeouts left. They can't stop the clock. A first down would stop the clock, but boy, you're talking about having to hustle down there, get a play set, and all be ready. So yeah, this may be the last play of the half here.
Let's see if he just drops back and lets one fly. Pierce takes the snap. Pierce with time, steps up, unloads far sideline, caught at the 30-yard line and out of bounds with 2 seconds left. So that's a gain of 12, and that'll stop the clock at 2 seconds. So now just enough time for one play.
He threw that ball about 35 yards on a rope.
He has got a gun. And now if you're Laurel, you just think, give him time, let him drop back and unload one to the end zone and see what happens.
West Point wants to talk about it.
And West Point takes that time out. So we will step aside for 30 seconds. 21-7 our score in favor of West Point over Laurel. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network.
Balanced nutrition by Milk. Whether competing on the field, working out,
Guys, I don't know
or
if you got
tackling
me. I'm
your
gonna get
to-do
Ryan
list,
Ernest.
Milk provides
when
the
this
fuel
one,
you
ends.
need for peak performance. With 8 grams
We'll
of
go right
complete
down there to
protein
you.
per 8-ounce serving, Milk helps you build muscle, stay active,
Brandon, I would
and
encourage you to go
recover.
into the
This fall,
room
we
down
proudly
in the other
announce
end
the Dairy
zone.
Alliance as
There's
the
a little
official
warm area
milk
in there.
partner for high school championship
tried to thaw out
events.
during
To learn
halftime.
more about Milk's
Didn't
balanced
succeed
nutrition,
totally, but-
visit thedairylliance.com.
Cover.
2 seconds left in the second quarter. West Point leading Laurel 21-7, the 5A state championship game. Laurel has just enough time for one play. Kobe Pierce, quarterback of the Golden Tornadoes, will be looking to put his crosshairs on one of his receivers in the end zone and rifle a shot somewhere into the end zone and pick up a touchdown on the final play. Here's the snap. He's looking to pass. Fires deep into the end zone, has a man, and it's deflected away. Had a one-on-one situation and a nice defensive play by West Point. Knocking it down was Marcus McCuba. And he saves the touchdown, and that makes it a 21-7 score at the end of the first half. In just a moment, we'll have our halftime show, which is brought to you by Visit Corinth. But right now, let's check in with Brandon Davis as he visits with Laurel's head coach.
With Coach Ryan Ernest. Coach, we knew this was going to be a physical ball game for you. 21-7, you're down, but your line's done some good things. What's your thoughts on the first half?
I think we're playing hard. We got to get one more stop, okay, and make it 2nd and 8 instead of 2nd and 6. Offensively, we're moving the ball. We got to punch that one in down low. We're playing our tails off. We're right here in this ball game. We got the ball second half first. See what we can do with it.
Yeah, you made a good call by deferring to the second half. What's going to be the message to the team at halftime?
The same thing it always is. We weathered the storm. We just got to do what we do at this point. We'll be just fine.
All right, good luck to you, Coach.
All right, thank you, Brandon. That is head coach Ryan Ernest, head coach of the Laurel Golden Tornadoes. His team trailing West Point 21-7 at halftime. When we come back, it'll be the Visit Corinth halftime show. Breck Riley will have you covered. He'll take you through the statistics and the drive summaries of this first half. Again, our halftime score, West Point 21, Laurel 7. Back with our halftime show in just a moment on the State Championship Radio Network.
Holmes Community College provides a world of opportunities. A first-class education, affordable tuition, and accessible locations make Holmes your best choice to further your higher education. Holmes Community College is consistently recognized as one of the best community colleges in the state of Mississippi. Let Holmes Community College fill your needs by providing classes for academic transfer, learning a new trade, or improving your skills through a workforce development department. For more information, log on to the school's website at holmescc.edu.
The Outlets of Mississippi supports the 2023 MHSAA Football Championships. Sports fans are invited this week to come shop at the state's largest outlet shopping center located at the intersection of I-20 and Highway 80 at Bass Pro Drive. Find huge savings from top-name brands like Adidas, Nike, Puma, Under Armour, Skechers, and so many more. And now open just in time for the holidays, Marshalls. Visit outletsofms.com for sales and a full store directory. Shop Outlets of Mississippi. More savings, more fabulous.
Elite Physical Therapy wishes all the players a healthy and successful football championship season. Elite is proud to serve the local communities with multiple locations providing secure outpatient therapy and sports medicine services. Our centers specialize in post-op rehabilitation, manual therapy, concussion management, and orthopedics, providing patients convenient scheduling and access to care within 24 hours. If you suffer from an injury, visit myelitept.com to find a center near you. That's myelitept.com. Elite Physical Therapy, proud sponsor of the 2023 MHSAA Football Championships.
Now hold on just a moment, football fans. We're getting word here that Coke Zero Sugar is the best Coke ever? Let's look at the stats. 0 sugar, 0 calories. Forget what's happening down on the field. Let's talk about what's happening in my mouth. Irresistibly tasty. 0 sugar, 0 calories. I guess if you want to find out, you'll have to take a sip yourself. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Take a taste.
Waze energy drinks are gaining popularity fast in central Mississippi in 2023, and we don't want you to miss out. A Mississippi company and veteran-owned, Waze is here to energize not just our fellow Mississippians, but heroes across the country with their zero sugar, high caffeine drinks. Waze has 4 great flavors for you to choose from. The Rescue, which is an orange cream drink. Engage, a sour lime flavor. Respond, a grape pomegranate, peach flavor. And Revive, a classic energy drink flavor. Find Waze at many locations in central Mississippi, like Hotspot Market 11 in Gluckstadt, right next to Germantown High School, MJ Food Mart, or where most all Capital City products are sold. Learn more today at WazeEnergy.com or Facebook.com/WazeEnergy. Waze, fueling our heroes, and a proud Mississippi company.
And welcome into the Visit Corinth halftime show. This is Breck Riley from the Farm Bureau broadcast booth, Vaught Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss. Halftime of the 5A state championship game. West Point leading Laurel 21-7. And everything that the first game was, a barn burner shootout, this one's been just the old-fashioned slugfest, and with the rain coming down, it kind of just makes sense that this is what these two teams have put together. But we will take a look at the drive summary and give you the stats, and maybe boot up a few calls if we can get those ready here in the media player. But first up, it was West Point going 8 plays, 72 yards in 4 minutes and 44 seconds, capping off the drive with a 14-yard touchdown run. And that was, let's see, it was Kanan Daniels, and it sounded like this on the call from Ben Ingram.
Kanan Daniels bounces to the outside, has a lane, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. West Point is into the end zone, and it's Kanan Daniels who's been their offensive leader all year, and he makes it 6-0 Green Wave. So that's what the first, West Point was the first to get on the board, but it wouldn't last long as the Laurel Tornadoes, they would come right back, and let's see, they would cap off an 8-play, 73-yard drive in 3:33. So just very, very similar to that West Point drive, and that was capped off on a great 31-yard touchdown run by Laurel quarterback Kobe Pierce. Now takes it up the gut himself inside the 25-20, breaks into the hole, inside the 10, across the goal line, and a touchdown. What a great run by Kobe Pierce. Everybody expects him to fire it. Instead, pulls it in, runs it between the tackles, and gets the Golden Tornadoes in the end zone. And that made it 7-7. Looked like we were in for a good old-fashioned slugfest, and I guess we kind of were. After that, the West Point Green Wave, they went back to work on their second offensive drive. They go 16 plays and 80 yards, take 7:02 off the clock, and then at the 8:41 mark of the second quarter, it was Tillman Evans who got his first of 2 touchdown runs. Tillman Evans takes a snap, rumbles ahead across the goal line. He's in for a touchdown. So that's the play that gets them into the end zone, but the key play of the drive, the 4th and 3, were the penalty. Now, there was a penalty right before that on Laurel that gave the Green Wave a fresh set of downs to work with. And after that, the Laurel Tornadoes were held to a 3-and-out. They had to punt it. And then West Point also had to punt. They went 3 plays, -5 yards, and had to punt there. Then the Laurel Tornadoes put together a drive. They go 45 yards in 5 plays. It stalled, but attempted a long field goal, but it was no good. So right after that, it was West Point coming back with 80 yards on 7 plays, 3:39, and at the 59-second mark of the second quarter, it was once again Tillman Evans getting into the end zone with his second touchdown run of the night. 1st and goal from the 4. Here's the snap. Again, this time it is Daniels around the left side, following those steamrollers and right into the end zone for a touchdown. Excuse me, sometimes you read the stat book wrong. It was Daniels. I don't want to miscredit him, but Kanan Daniels with his second touchdown run of the evening. So that's how we got here. We arrived at our 21-7 halftime score here on the Visit Corinth Halftime Report. Also, we got to say thank you to a couple of folks partnering with us, making these broadcasts possible. Hancock Whitney Bank, its Ridgeland and Hattiesburg branches. Malone Roofing, serving Mississippi and the Southeast region. Davini Equipment, 2 locations in Jackson and Gluckstadt, home of Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles. Wyndham Tractor in Philadelphia, and Chickasaw Equipment in Tupelo and Houston. Also, big thank you to Chick-fil-A Oxford. They fed us food. There's some chicken back there, some jugs of sweet tea, some chips, some chicken sandwiches, some gallons of sweet tea that I don't know if they've been touched. So they might be coming home with me after the game. La Quinta Inns and Suites, 1171 Frontage Road in Oxford is where most of the crew staying this weekend. Parish
Tractor French Camp Academy, a safe place for young people to live and learn. So we're going to take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the stats and see who the leaders are. But here at halftime, West Point leads at 21-7. We're back in 3 minutes here on the State Championships Radio Network.
At Pine Straw of Mississippi, we pride ourselves on bringing a fresh perspective to the pine straw industry. We specialize in wholesaling, retailing, and the delivery and installation of premium longleaf pine straw. Our products' quality and our services' reliability have consistently garnered positive feedback from our clients. Serving the entire state of Mississippi, Pine Straw of Mississippi. Check out our website at pinestrawms.com.
To be safe around electricity, here are a few things to be aware of. Electricity from power lines can jump to nearby objects, like ladders, so stay at least 10 feet away. There are wires behind walls, so use a cable detector before you drill. Many electrical lines are underground. Call 811 to locate them before you dig. Think safety first. And for more safety tips, visit beawareeverywhere.com. Brought to you by Cooperative Energy.
Trustmark is the bank that fits you to a
T.
You can bank right on your phone or
tablet
with the My Trustmark app. Our mortgage lenders will help you buy your dream
two-story tutor.
And Trustmark Tailored Wealth offers
tried and true
advice that makes
transforming
your future a piece of
toast.
Nice. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
This is professional ball player and former Mississippi State Bulldog, Jake Mangum. To be a strong team, every player has to be dedicated. Farm Bureau is exactly that. Their dedication to providing me with excellent customer service and competitive rates is outstanding. If you aren't already on the team, it's time to join Farm Bureau. Visit favrates.com for great rates on home and auto insurance, or find a local agent at msfbins.com. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
Kirk Auto Group of Mississippi has been serving the state of Mississippi for decades. Kirk Auto has 3 locations in mid-Mississippi to serve you. In Vicksburg, Kirk Brothers Chevrolet and Kirk Brothers Ford offer a large selection of new and used cars. Are you near the Jackson area? Go by and see our used car inventory at Kirk Auto of Florence, 2873 Highway 49 South in Florence. Kirk Auto Group of Mississippi in Vicksburg and Florence. When others can't, Kirk can. Visit our website at kirkcan.com. That's kirkcan.com.
The Mississippi Air National Guard is always ready, always there, in defense of our nation and in support of our... The 172nd Airlift Wing, the heavy lift component of the Mississippi Air National Guard, stands ready to fly, fight, and win, delivering air power anytime, anywhere. And with job opportunities for over 1,100 people, we're always looking to maximize the potential of our mission, our people, and our impact across the globe. The Mississippi Air National Guard, integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. For more info, visit 172aw.ang.af.mil.
It's the Visit Corinth halftime show here from Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. Breck Riley in the Farm Bureau broadcast booth. Glad we're inside. The rain is coming down here at the field, but hey, it hasn't slowed down this West Point offense. They lead it 21-7 here at the half. And we will take a look at your William Carey stat tracker and take a look at the tail of the tape, so to speak. In first downs, West Point had 13. Laurel had 8. Here's the difference in the ball game. How about 33 rushes for 223 yards for West Point, 12 rushes for 71 yards for Laurel. Passing yards, goose egg, 0 for West Point. They've only attempted 1 pass. It is 65 passing yards for Laurel. Total offensive plays, 34 for West Point, 223 yards, 20 for Laurel, 136 yards. Time of possession, no surprise here, favors West Point. 17 minutes, 1 second to 6 minutes and 59 seconds for Laurel. Penalties, been a fairly clean game. 3 penalties for 30 yards against West Point, and it was 3 for 14 against Laurel. Some individual stats for you. Kanan Daniels for West Point has rushed the ball 17 times for 144 yards. He has 2 touchdowns. Tillman Evans has run the ball 11 times for 45 yards. He's got 1 touchdown. Obviously, we told you there are no receiving or passing yardage for West Point. Taking a look at Laurel, you have Kobe Pierce. He has 5 rushes for 52 yards and the one long 31-yard touchdown run. And then you have Braden Jordan, who's got 7 rushes for 19 yards. Kobe Pierce in the passing game, 3 out of 8 for 65 yards. He had a long 43-yard pass. And then in the receiving ranks, Zahari Jenkins has 2 catches for 55 yards, and Keenan Junkin has 1 catch for 10 yards. So that's what it looks like when it comes to the stats for this game here at the half. Appreciate Visit Corinth for providing our halftime show. And Christy Burns, the CEO, Executive Director of Visit Corinth, she joined us prior to coming on to this game, prior to the 5A game in our Pine Straw of Mississippi tailgate show, talking about all the things that Corinth has to offer. But Visit Corinth, deep history, local flavor of Mississippi Jewel. You can find more information online at corinth.net. A few other folks we have to mention. Blue Cross and Blue Shield, it's good to be blue. Coca-Cola and Powerade, the sports drink of the MHSAA. Visit Oxford. More info at Visit Oxford MS. And the Dairy Alliance, the official milk partner of the MHSAA. So that is, let's see, 21-7 right now. If you didn't listen in to the 1A game, it was Biggersville and Velma Jackson. Just a fantastic showing there, and Biggersville ends up taking the go-ahead score with 9 seconds to go in the ball game, able to take the lead, and Biggersville gets its first ever football state championship. Taking a look at what else we're going to have for you this weekend. This is the final game today. So we had 2 games today. Kicked it off at 3 o'clock, or we started at 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock was the kickoff. Our airtime was 3 o'clock. And 1A game, got the 5A game. We'll wrap things up for you at the end of this one. We'll have our tailgate show post game, a quick wrap up, name our player of the game, C-Spire call of the game. And then we'll go home, and we'll be back here tomorrow for 2 more games. We'll be our airtime 3 o'clock. We'll go on. We'll preview the matchups. Tomorrow we have the 2A championship game. Charleston, who's back in the championship 2 years in a row. They were here last year. Did not win last year. They're taking on Heidelberg, the Oilers. So got that one. And then Grenada, the Chargers, playing in their first ever state championship game. So they're going to be taking on West Jones. That's the 6A title game. So that's a full day tomorrow. But the biggest day, full day, is going to be on Saturday, where we have 3 games. At noon, Louisville and Columbia. We'll kick things off for the 4A championship. And then at 3:30, you'll have Winona and Noxubee County in the 3A championship. And then we'll make history on Saturday night, crowning the first ever 7A champ here in Mississippi high school football, as Starkville will take on Oak Grove. And of course, we're going to have all different kind of guests come on the show. We have a few lined up for you. We had a couple of coaches that are scheduled to come on and talk to us and help us preview some of these games. And then we have hopefully some representatives from the MHSAA, and we have a representative from the Mississippi Air National Guard that's going to join us about what the Mississippi Air National Guard can opportunities it offers for you and or anyone in your family that is looking for their next step, their next decision. So that's what we have lined up for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 3-minute break. When we come back, we will probably hand it off back over to the guys in the booth with Ben and Brian Eubank. But we'll step aside for 3 minutes. You're listening to the State Championships Radio Network.
This Christmas, C-Spire's making you a Holiday Hall of Famer. With nonstop deals all season long, you can gift like an MVG. Most valuable gifter.
I love it!
Pick up great gifts like the new iPhone 15 with its incredible 48-megapixel main camera. Take standout photos with amazing detail. iPhone 15 on us. Claim your spot in the Holiday Hall of Fame. Customer inspired. That's C-Spire. Requires purchase of 36 months device payment plan and new line activation on eligible wireless service plan. See cspire.com for details.
William Carey University is committed to making college affordable for you and your family. Starting in fall 2023, that means low tuition, high scholarships, an average of 40% higher, and free textbooks for all undergraduate students. Discover your scholarship possibilities at www.wmcarey.edu/makingcollegeaffordable. That's www.wmcarey.edu/makingcollegeaffordable.
At Raising Cane's, we're huge football fans, but we're also fans of your local fundraisers and fun runs, small victories and big ideas. And yes, even the neighborhood animal shelter. I was getting to that. Plus over 30,000 other partners in the communities we serve. When you order our hand-battered chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade to cheer on your home team, you're also supporting your hometown. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Some dedicated fans there.
The weather's getting warmer, and that means Mississippi blueberries are ready to be picked. Make a day of it with family and friends at one of the many U-Pick farms across the state. Or take home Mississippi-grown blueberries from your local market, because locally grown is what's best for our state. Donate at farmfamiliesms.org to help us spread the word, or find us on Facebook. The Farm Families of Mississippi, our work fuels the world.
God, two of those guys have short sleeve shirts on.
has been a part of Mississippi for 100 years. From transistor radios to Technicolor, we've been here, powering homes and communities, fueling growth, business, arts, and innovation. 461,000 customers, 2,500 employees. Together, we weathered storms, lifted each other up, and built a brighter future. Thank you for 100 years, Mississippi. We're ready for the next century. Together, we power life.
When you focus on one thing, you master it. The physicians at Mississippi Sports Medicine go beyond specialization to empower your life, with subspecialties focused on specific areas of the body. So when they see you, they've seen your condition countless times and know exactly how to get you back to the life you love. Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Your life, our focus.
21-7 our halftime scores. We continue with our Visit Corinth halftime show. Appreciation for the work of Breck Riley, doing a great job as always. And Breck is the glue between all these games and halftime as well, and does such a wonderful job with us. And alongside Brian Eubank and Brandon Davis down on the sideline, Ben Ingram here, and the rain has been steadily falling throughout halftime. And you and I are looking down at the field with your binoculars during halftime and noticing there's some gashes in the field, and it's going to be a slick surface. It was a slick surface there for about the last half of the second quarter, and it's probably going to become even more challenging in the second half, isn't it?
Well, you think so, and you're talking about a field that has been 2 weeks ago. Do we need to go down to him?
Let's check in, Brandon. Go ahead with our sideline report.
Well, C-Spire called to the sideline, and Brian, I was looking forward to what you had to say. Yeah, but no, guys, thanks for coming down to me. I had a chance to meet with Coach Chris Chambliss as he was coming out of the tunnel and asked him what he thought of the first half. He was very pleased with what he saw. He was disappointed, obviously, in giving up that touchdown, but he thought his defense was doing well and really proud of that offensive line. Asked him about the weather. He said he wasn't concerned about that. He knows what they need to do. They're going to play football, and they're looking forward to pulling this one out here. But very confident and calm Chris Chambliss. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. And I think to Brandon's point, UB, I don't think weather would ever bother West Point with the style of offense that they run.
Not at all. In fact, Coach Chambliss just took off the rain jacket. He's back to his, I'm sure, soaking wet sweatshirt already at this point. He's going to go back to it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And back to the point about the field, this group repainted this entire field because there were thank yous painted in the end zones because of senior night and the veterans theme. And then they had to paint over the SEC logos, the Ole Miss logos, and put up the Blue Cross and Blue Shield logos and the MHSAA logo. So a lot of work by these guys, impressively done, a job well done by the grounds crew.
Yeah, definitely. We are underway in the third quarter. Kickoff will be taken to the 29-yard line by Laurel. And the returner was able to run to his left, pick up maybe a yard, and it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Laurel offense at the 29-yard line as they start things off in the Pine Straw of Mississippi third quarter. And a 21-7 lead for West Point over Laurel here in the 5A state championship game. So this opening drive, a very important one for Laurel, and let's see what they can do.
Is this where you pin your ears back if you're West Point too?
I would, yes, absolutely. this weather, this lead, what you've seen, that defensive line rested. They're going to be looking to come after him. Jordan Rush, Marcus Makuba, Shamarian McKinney, Kasabian Shelton, Jamari Rush. But they've been all over the place defensively. So 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Kobe Pierce, quarterback of the Golden Tornadoes, takes the snap. He'll take it himself, rolling it out to the left. Angles up to the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds, a gain of 1. Ran about a half mile to pick up 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
That outside contained block just didn't hold up enough. Shelton was able to shed off of it and get over there to make the tackle. And you got to credit Ja'Cory Cook. He was trying to keep that edge open, but it closed too quickly.
2nd down and 9 from the 30-yard line. Kobe Pierce, pistol formation. Behind him, Braden Jordan. And Pierce claps his hands, now looks to the sideline. Laurel scored on their very first drive of the ball game. They've been shut out since then. Pierce takes a low snap. Here comes pressure. Pass near side, caught up to the 42-yard line, then fumbled out of bounds up to the 45. That'll be a gain of about 20 yards, and it's a 1st down now for the Golden Tornadoes.
Jermaine Elliott came in there and got a hand on it, knocked the ball out. It eventually bounced out of play, so yardage gained up to, like you said, the 43-yard line.
Mark it right there at the 43, ball on the left hash. Kobe Pierce and the offense know that this is a pivotal drive right here. They need something, some kind of spark, trailing by 2 touchdowns. Pierce will hand off around the right end. Braden Jordan looking for daylight. It's sealed off, and he makes his way out of bounds up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 2. Really good pursuit by the Green Wave defense.
Quintarius Dawson with that pursuit, I mean, just flew across the field and did the smart play of not grabbing up around the horse collar area, because so often your arm can go up there and get hooked underneath that, and then you're done, or a face mask of some sort, able to grab just the jersey and bring him down.
2nd down and 8 from the 45, as they are 5 yards from crossing midfield and into Green Wave territory. See if Kobe Pierce wants to take a shot at some point. He's had Keenan Jonikin as his primary target this entire ball game. He throws to the far side, incomplete. That time he was looking for Zachariah Jenkins, who UB had fallen down to his knees, but still was in a position to get his hands on it.
And you have to imagine has to be the footing. I mean, the slickness that Brandon talked about, it's almost like when that rain falls on the asphalt, it opens up that layer of oil and grease or whatever. It's always so dangerous, that first few moments of rainfall. I have a feeling that's the same part of this very, very tightly mowed surface.
Yeah, it is a bit slippery right now. On 3rd down, they bring pressure. Pass slant over the middle. Pass is caught by Jonikin up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of about a dozen and a 1st down now for the Golden Tornadoes.
Well, that was a pop, Dawson. We'll get a good look at it on the Jumbotron here. Watch him get an absolute stick. I mean, shoulder to chest.
That tackle was made, but the receiver held on to it. Nice catch by Zachariah Jenkins. And now on 1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line, Pierce will throw to his left. Guns near side pass incomplete. And a good tackle made on that near side by Jermaine Elliott, the quarterback.
I've never been a quarterback, but I imagine these conditions not ideal to throw the ball in. It looked like that sailed a little bit on him too.
Yes. Well, and he's got quite the arm. We've talked about the arm of Kobe Pierce, the quarterback for Laurel. Very strong arm, but tough conditions. The rain continues to fall, very wet surface. 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the 45-yard line on the left hash as they're in Green Wave territory. West Point leading 21-7 over Laurel. Pierce takes the snap out of the gun, looking right. He'll unload. Far side pass is caught down to the 38-yard line. Gain of about 8 yards, and then wrestled out of bounds. They'll say that he made his way down to the 37-yard line and bring up 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
3rd downs tonight so far for Laurel have been 2 for 5 to this point.
They get a big one here. They're going to say he went down at the 38, so this is going to be a 3rd and 3. So Pierce from the shotgun. Pierce hands off, up the middle, 1st down and more by Braden Jordan, down to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards, that time running right in between the tackles, and a nice block by Tyler Miller.
Braylon Hodges and Colton Carter come up with a stop for West Point.
Put the ball at the 31-yard line. West Point showing pressure on 1st and 10. Low snap taken by Pierce. Looking left, rolling left. Has time. Running out of time. Backpedals. Lobs to the near sideline, incomplete. Just threw it away. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Had pressure by Zay Lowry. Also there, Braylon Hodges. So Kobe Pierce dancing around trying to make a play, but nothing there. So 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. 3-man defensive front for West Point. And for Laurel, 2 wide either side, ball on the right hash. Kobe Pierce, here comes the pressure. Pierce rolls out, eludes a tackler, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, does so and goes out of bounds. Boy, they brought pressure crashing from both sides. There was no place to go for Kobe Pierce.
Very close to a block in the back, too, by McGill. I mean, he came really close to shoving a defender. The other part, maybe the hardest job tonight we haven't talked about, is the center for Laurel. They go no huddle. And so he is literally holding on to the ball, not moving as everybody looks to the sideline for the play, then looks back, and he's never moving this whole time, just waiting for that play to be called in.
Yeah, that's Kylan Lindsey. He's played a good ball game. 3rd and long, 3 wide to the left side. Pierce looking to throw on 3rd down, fires deep down the middle of the field into double coverage, and it's knocked away incomplete. Well, he showed the arm that he has, and that time he was looking for Ja'Cory Cook, but he threw into double coverage, and he's lucky there that it's incomplete.
The double coverage provided by Colden Carter and Jermaine Elliott of the Green Wave, and now they have forced a 4th down decision for Laurel. Looks like they might be kicking this one.
And with 9:38 left in the third quarter.
Just kidding.
Pierce on the field. 21-7, West Point leading Laurel here in the 5A state championship game. So 4th down and 11. Laurel going for it from the 32-yard line. Pierce from the shotgun, looking to his right, throws right. Pass sails over the intended receiver, but a flag has been thrown. And I think if you're West Point, you have to wonder, was that even a catchable ball?
Pass interference. Defense, 15 yards. First down.
Well, and UB, we saw the penalty bail out West Point in the first half. This time, the penalty bails out Laurel.
And that was Makuba again, who just got a little – and that ball sailed too. That felt like a ball that just, when he released it, it released early, so it went high for the receiver. And Makuba's thinking the same thing, and nobody could even get to that ball, but he got called for.
Automatic first down inside the Raising Cane's red zone as they're at the West Point 16-yard line. Trailing 21-7, Laurel looking to take the snap. Now looking towards the sideline, Kobe Pierce, the quarterback. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. And 1 man behind him in the backfield, that's Jordan. And this will be Jordan who has his number called. He bounces around a tackle, cuts back, loses yards, and he's brought down back at the 25-yard line on a play that blew up immediately.
Boy, the pursuit there. I mean, that was impressive by, I believe that was A.J. Lee, who got into the backfield quickly, number 7 for West Point. He almost brought him down, but at least slowed him up enough for the cavalry to arrive.
He was there. Louis Fasella was also there. And there was nowhere to go for Braden Jordan. 2nd down and 18 from the 25-yard line. Pierce to pass. Throws incomplete. Threw it short of his receiver. And that time he was looking left to Keenan Jonikin. And it's 3rd down and 20 now.
And I'm not so sure this isn't the most steady and consistent the rain has become now this whole night.
It is wet down there, and that makes it really challenging for Kobe Pierce to spin a good football down the middle of the field. So he's got 3rd down. They're going to say 3rd and 18. Line of scrimmage, the 25-yard line. Pierce to pass, throws right to the far sideline, pass incomplete. Well, when they've needed a big-time connection, they've gone to that far sideline, and the last few times they've done it, UB, it hasn't worked out with Zachariah Jenkins.
I really think it's the wet football, too. I feel like that is really throwing off the timing between QB and receivers tonight.
And now where does it go here on 4th and 18? It's 4th and 18 from the 25-yard line. They'll be going for it. Rain continues to fall here from the skies over Oxford, Mississippi. On 4th down and 18, Pierce takes the snap. Looking to his left, now right, escapes the pocket, rolls out right, pump fakes towards the sideline, cuts it upfield to the 20, pushed out of bounds. They're going to say he went out of bounds at the 22-yard line, and a flag has come in.
Yeah, a little late, too, but might have been a late hit out of bounds, and maybe the official couldn't get his flag out of the pocket because of the rain.
And if that's the case, that would be the 2nd time that they've been bailed out with a penalty on 4th down where they're going for it. And we're about to find out right now. Referees getting together, some confusion there. They're trying to iron that out.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense has occurred after the 4th down. We can mark it off. Be first down. West Point.
So they get the turnover on downs, but the penalty took place after that. So that'll push them back.
That's after the 4th down.
He forgot to turn his mic off.
Well, they're hoping that would result in an automatic first down. It does not. It's a turnover on downs, and it'll push West Point back, but West Point gets the football.
Yeah, it's a post-play penalty, so since that play did not result in a first down, the penalty will still be enforced, is what he was saying, which is why West Point will get those, or have those 15 yards charged against them, but yet they will still retain possession.
Well, now West Point probably feels if they could put together another really lengthy drive and go up 28-7, that could be a backbreaker with the kind of weather that we're having tonight.
And with Laurel looking like the way that drive was going, the breaks they were getting, they looked like they were about to punch one in. Coach Ernest thinking the same thing.
Well, guys, if I can interject for a second, Coach Ernest thought that play was still live. It wasn't a dead ball, and that would result in a first down for Laurel.
The penalty will be half the distance to the goal. First down, West Point.
But yeah, Brandon, based on the explanation, it sounded like the play ended, then the penalty happened, so therefore it has to be a post-play penalty, and since they didn't gain the first down, therefore it goes over on downs. Just like if a penalty happened during a touchdown, you would enforce it on the kickoff. Same type scenario, I imagine.
Yeah, good point. So West Point now has the ball, and they are scrimmaging from the 9-yard line. They have a 21-7 lead, 8:36 left in the third quarter. And back under center now is Kanan Daniels. First time we've seen the West Point offense on the field in the second half. They will take the snap, go up the middle. This is Quintarian Tillman Evans across the 11, maybe to the 12. Gain of 2 and 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, for West Point, a lot of running between the tackles, and when they have busted it outside the tackles and to the other side of the numbers, it's always been left. They've got just a giant wall on the left side of that line they've been able to run behind. Back in at quarterback, Kanan Daniels. 2nd down and 8 coming up. 8:08 left in the third quarter.
Here's Mr. 8.5 yards a carry.
They send a few man in motion. Going to the left side, Mac McGee. And he will set up as a blocker. Daniels around the left side, trying to run behind that block of McGee across the 15 and up to the 18-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
Remember Coach Ernest's conversation with Brandon at halftime. We want to avoid those 2nd down and 8s and get it into 6 or 5. That was something they did a little better on that drive. I think if you also could have answered the question would have been, we want to prevent West Point from having 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. That's something they haven't been able to do much.
And that's what they're looking at right now. 3rd down and 1. Kanan Daniels, can't imagine anything fancy coming here. Looking to take the snap and, in all likelihood, run left and pick up more yardage. They've done that time and time again in this ball game, and it has worked for big chunks of yardage versus the Laurel defense. He goes up the middle, has a first down, up to the 22-yard line. That'll move the sticks. So it's a Mississippi Air National Guard first down.
I mean, Brandon alluded to it earlier, and you saw a good picture there. The offensive line push was a good 2 to 3 yards beyond before any contact was ever made. So, I mean, the first down was gained before he ever hit a defender.
First down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Looking to the sideline, Quintarian Tillman Evans. Likewise, the rest of that offensive line for West Point. Laurel defenders on the line taking a knee, waiting on the offense to get set. Now they're ready in 3-point stances. Here's the snap. Tillman Evans follows his blockers, hits the outside. One man to beat, cuts it back inside, and he is off to the races to the 30, to the 20, wrestled from behind, and he's in the red zone as Quintarian Tillman Evans just gashed him right down the field.
I think he was tired of us bragging on Daniels. He wanted a little bit of credit himself because he's been carrying the rock, too, just at 4 yards a clip, but his carrying style is a much different style than Daniels.
That's a 59-yard gain for Quintarian Tillman Evans, and they get inside the Raising Cane's red zone. This offense looking for their 4th Trustmark touchdown of the ball game. They're leading 21-7. Kanan Daniels back in at quarterback now. Kanan Daniels on first down, takes the ball, runs right, bounces outside, and runs into a couple of arms of Laurel defenders, and he's wrestled down. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Coming up on 6 minutes left in the third quarter. This is our Pine Straw of Mississippi third quarter. Laurel got the ball coming out of halftime. They took the ball deep into West Point territory, but had a turnover on downs as they went for it on 4th down, right around the 20-yard line, couldn't come up with anything. And West Point took over at the 9 following a penalty. And they have marched the ball all the way down inside the 20-yard line. So a pretty impressive drive by West Point. Taking the snap now, Daniels around the right end. Flag comes in late. He's knocked down off his feet at the 16-yard line. And this penalty will be a hold against West Point. So that'll be coming back.
Hold. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
By the way, with Daniels' numbers, he came in with 2,484 yards. Pretty good career for most people, but this is in a season, by the way, just this year. With Tillman Evans, his 100-yard night now, he's over 1,000 yards as well. So you've got 200-yard rushers tonight, but 2,000 yards, including a 2,000-yard rusher in the stable of backs for Coach Chambliss.
That is a strong stable. And now 2nd down and 20. This time it's Tillman Evans rolling right. Now he's going to step up, look to pass, lobs for McGee, and almost intercepted. He was looking for Mac McGee down the middle of the field. Anthony Rogers, the free safety, was able to cut over and get a paw on it. Yeah, that'll bring up 3rd down and about 20 yards.
I mean, really it's South Panola. I mean, 4,500 yards rushing and only 500 yards passing, basically, for the year.
When they pass the ball, it's just kind of like pulling the emergency cord on a parachute because they're running the football. And with what we've seen tonight and looking at those statistics this season, you can understand why. So make it 3rd down and 20. Again, Tillman Evans back there, 2 wide to the left side. Now take that back. This is Daniels. He rolls out to the left side. Lots of blocking around that left side. Bounces it outside the numbers. 20, leaps a tackler towards the goal line. And he is down at the 2-yard line. So that'll be a 1st down. They get it all the way down to the 1. So the Green Wave looking to pile onto this lead. They have a 21-7 lead with 4:49 left in the third quarter. But after that run by Kanan Daniels, they'll bring in Quintarian Tillman Evans. And he had the big run on this drive of 59 yards. Now he's looking for 1 more yard here to find Pater.
It's a great lead block by Cam Randall, too. Number 6 getting around the edge there for him, paving the way.
Tillman Evans waiting on the snap, out of the gun, takes the snap, runs right ahead and powers into the end zone for a Green Wave touchdown. What an impressive drive. It started way back at the 9-yard line, and they go 91 yards right down the field, and they pound it in versus this Golden Tornado defense.
That was very reminiscent to their opening drive.
Yes.
On that Trustmark touchdown. That was an impressive statement made by West Point, getting the stop defensively, and like you said, 91 yards and an answer.
And now Jack Carter-Taylor on for the Dairy Alliance extra point. Left-footed kicker. Puts it up, and this will float right on through. So it is a 28-7 lead for West Point with 4:30 left in the Pine Straw, Mississippi third quarter. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to the State Championship Radio Network.
Come one and all, have a ball, and enjoy Corinth, Mississippi, where getaways can be just for the girls, or the whole family kit and caboodle. Yep, even the Labradoodle, where history's stirringly captivating. Little eateries busily plating, shops and out-of-the-way spots, B&Bs and revelries just awaiting. A land where, as the song says, roosters stand treetop tall. And that's not all. Plan your trip at Corinth.net.
All the sports you love.
I'm glued all day.
To WRKS Pickens Jackson, Mississippi's #1 sports station. Worldwide online at thezone1059.com and on your radio at ESPN 105.9. The Zone.
Nothing better.
4:30 left in the third quarter here at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium on the campus of Ole Miss in Oxford, Mississippi. Alongside Brian Eubank, Ben Ingram here with you. And our Kirk Auto scoring summary, really impressive summary. It was capped off by that A 1-yard run by Tillman Evans. That finished off a 91-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. And UB, there's still a quarter left to go. We're in the third quarter. But when you go up 20-7, or rather 28-7, I should say, and the rain has been coming down, your defense has been playing the way that it has, West Point on the far side's got to be thinking, we're knocking on the door of our 12th state championship in school history.
And they would put the mark to where no one has gotten to so far. South Panola and West Point both sit right now at 11 state championships. We're talking about 23 straight appearances in the postseason, 8 straight title appearances like you mentioned, and then Chambliss looking for his 7th state title as a head coach. They've been in the postseason every year he's been at the helm at West Point. And as we've also alluded to, according to sources, this is going to be his very last game to coach as a head coach. He has 14 of his 18 seasons, 10 wins or more.
Well, with 4:30 left in the third quarter, he and his green wave are sitting pretty. And let's check in with Brandon Davis down on the sideline. And Brandon, a 91-yard drive to take a 3-touchdown lead. I know there's still a lot of time left in the game, but that looks like a backbreaker.
Oh, yeah, a lot of dejection on the side of Laurel over there. You know, Coach Ernest has kept them up, kept them positive, but that was such an impressive drive by West Point. And, UB alluded to it. You're seeing the offensive line getting 2 and 3, 4 yards a push before the back even has to go anywhere, and that's so impressive. And this typical West Point football, it's really a beautiful thing if you like ground and pound football.
Yeah, it definitely is that. That is our C Spire sideline report. Brandon Davis trying to stay dry and warm down there and doing a wonderful job down on the sideline for us. It's great to have you with us as well as we come to you statewide on WRKS Jackson and the Mississippi Public Broadcasting. And it is great to have you with us. This is day number 1 in a 3-day state championship weekend from Oxford. Kickoff is going to be taken by Laurel, the 35 up to the 40, wrestled down around the 44-yard line. They'll start right there. First and 10 for Laurel, and man, do they need an answer and need it quickly.
I think, too, another, you mentioned the 3 days. What a great job by Ole Miss of kind of revamping their school schedule of saying, hey, it's going to be how do you get 7 games in 2 days? You can't. You have to do 3 days. And then how do you work that schedule? And Adam Johnson and Ricky Nees and the entire MHSAA working this entire schedule 4 and 7:30-ish, trying to get those games all in, but still deal with all the traffic. There's like a record number of enrollment of students up here. They deal with traffic really badly up here on a day-to-day basis, from what I've been told. It's a nightmare. And so to have this event, too, on top of that, it just kudos to the Ole Miss hospitality.
Yeah, definitely. And kudos to the grounds crew, not just for their work today, but what they're going to be doing the next couple of ball games, with 7 games being played on this surface in 3 days. Laurel on first down, looking to pass. Kobe Pierce rolling to his left, escapes towards the sideline. He'll take it out of bounds on the 44, 45-yard line. That's a gain of 1. And second down and 9 coming up for Laurel.
One thing we haven't seen as much in this game, Ben, that we did in the first game of today's action, which was a 1A contest, a lot more kids going both ways. This event with a 5A roster, you don't normally see much of that, maybe a couple of really skilled athletes. We saw a lot of cramps in that first game.
Yeah.
Not a lot of hydration when it's colder and you're not thinking about losing water.
Second down and 10 coming up. Pierce to pass to his right, and that's going to bounce at the feet of his intended receiver. It looked like it was tipped. Looking for Zachariah Jenkins, but someone at the line got a finger on that. That'll bring up third down.
And body language, is Brandon just alluded to, is a lot right now. You're seeing frustration starting to set in from Evans and from Pierce in that quarterback position. Frustrated he can't get the ball to his receivers, whether it be a wet ball, a tip ball. There's just something that's not going his way.
So now third down and 10. 28-7 our score. West Point leading Laurel here in the 5A state championship game. Pierce takes the snap. Pierce, screen pass near side. Pass is caught. Bouncing to the outside, picking up a couple now. Zachariah Jenkins. He did a good job to elude the first man who was trying to crash down on him. But no daylight after that for Jenkins. That brings up fourth down and 10.
Fasella was that first young man coming after him, and then Carter finished him off after Fasella slowed him down enough, because it looked like he was going to make a nice little move out of it, and then it quickly disappeared.
So still on the field now, the offense for the Golden Tornadoes. And now, nope, that's the punter. This will be Zaylen McGill as he'll be punting. West Point has no one deep. And McGill standing at the 34-yard line. Takes the long snap. No pressure on him. Right-footed punter. Sends a spinner down the field. That'll bounce to the 21. Take a Laurel roll inside the 10 and at the 9, and West Point says, that's no problem. We just started there on our last drive and took it all the way down to pay dirt. They'll be looking to do the same thing right here with 3:08 left in the third quarter.
I know you've watched the NFL Pro Bowl at some point. I mean, no one really watches it on purpose anymore, but I know that you've watched it at one point. That was a Pro Bowl moment where not a single West Point person charged the punter, anything. They literally ran to the sidelines as the punt went down the field. There was no one back for West Point. They were going to get ready for the offense to get out there.
They're going to let you have it. That brings the offense back out onto the field for West Point. And it's a bunch that's done whatever they've wanted to in this ball game. They have 324 total yards offensively, and there's still 3:08 left to play in the third quarter. They have limited Laurel to 178 total yards. Here's the snap, right up the middle. This will be Kanan Daniels, maybe 3 yards on the carry. 0 passing yards in the ball game for West Point. They haven't needed it, as they're now over 325 yards on the ground. They're 5 for 7 on third downs. That was their 43rd play of the ball game, and they're averaging about 8 yards a play.
And the other stat on the William Carey stat tracker is time of possession. Normally, it tells a pretty good story. Sometimes it doesn't because a quick strike offense, but tonight it has 21:07 to 11:45.
And even in these wet conditions, of course, we had a turnover on downs, but there have not been any turnovers. The ball has not been put on the ground with a fumble, no interceptions. Of course, for West Point, they don't throw the ball, so don't worry about such things. Looking to take it up the middle now. West Point fighting ahead across the 20-yard line was Quintarian Tillman Evans. That'll be a first down and a gain of 8 yards. And another first down brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard.
And he dragged about 2 or 3 tornadoes with him. I mean, just hanging on for dear life, trying to bring him down, and now we have an injury on the field for Laurel.
That young man slow to get up. This Laurel team went 8-6 during the season. They actually finished the regular season with a losing record. This Laurel team 5-6 at the end of the regular season, but they won 4 of their last 5 games. And in the playoffs, they've beaten Provine, Brookhaven, and Gaucher. And they had dreams of hoisting the state championship trophy for the 4th time in school history and the first time since 2014. But West Point, a perennial power at this classification here in the state of Mississippi, has done whatever they have wanted to do in this ball game. They have a 28-7 lead over Laurel with 2:11 left in the third quarter. And West Point looking at 1st and 10 now after that last gain. Kanan Daniels, who has been the leader for the Wave, the Florida commit, a 3-star senior quarterback / running back who I'm sure in Gainesville or wherever he goes to college can be used as a weapon wherever that school would like to put him, because he's a great athlete. And he has been the key for this West Point offense. He'll take the snap and run around the left side following blockers. That's sealed off pretty tightly. Laurel brings him down, no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down and 10. Adding on to the frustrations for Laurel, we mentioned the score is 28-7. Those 7 points came on their first drive of the ball game, and they have been shut out since then. Meanwhile, 2nd down and long. And now some movement in the backfield. That'll be a false start on one of the men in the backfield for West Point. They had Whitaker under center and looked like a power set behind him, and somebody lost his momentum.
Yeah, it looked like the up back flinched a little bit, which drew the defense across.
Good ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards. 2nd down.
That was on, looked to be Jermaine Elliott.
Here's your other big stat, man. You just alluded to it, but touchdown drive, 3:33. Since then, punt, 105. Field goal attempt, 122. Halftime, 49 seconds. Turnover on downs, 3:18, and punt, 112.
Pretty good adjustments made by the West Point defense after what Laurel did early, and then West Point really has only had 1 drive that stalled out. I mean, all their drives have collected multiple first downs and moved the ball a long way. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Kanan Daniels back out there in the shotgun, running to his right side, and he eludes a tackler. Nice move as he comes across the 25 up to the 26. Somehow picks up about 7 yards when it looked like he could have lost yardage.
If Chris Berman were here, he would have given your little whoop, because I mean to tell you, when when you watch this right there. I mean, the move he said, and I'm saying right there because we were able to see this on the Jumbotron up on the feed. But poor Mr. Omarion Edwards, he had his ankles broken.
Yeah, he did. Very shifty. Kanan Daniels and everybody else who has touched the ball. That'll wrap up our Pine Straw of Mississippi third quarter. When we come back, we'll march right into the Buffalo Wild Wings fourth quarter. The end of 3 quarters of play in the 5A state championship game. It's West Point 28, Laurel 7. Back in 30 seconds on the state championship radio network.
We're always prepared with Kubota equipment that can help you no matter what the situation is. It's just as important for a family to have their yard mowed before a birthday party as it is for a farmer to get the hay out of his field before the rain comes. They're both equally important to us because your events are our events. Your milestones are our milestones. Your values are our values. Let Parrish support you with a Kubota. Let Parrish be your partner on and off the field. Parrish Tractor in Hattiesburg and Poplarville.
To go way down there for any reason in particular. Like
might be where they want to be.
They're so far removed from everyone.
Into the fourth quarter, West Point 28, Laurel 7 here in the 5A state championship game alongside Brian Eubank and Brandon Davis down on the sideline. Ben Ingram here with you. This is the Buffalo Wild Wings fourth quarter. The Laurel band is not deterred. They're having a good time. They continue to play as if their team were on top. Meanwhile, the West Point band is closer to Water Valley than they are to Oxford. They're way off of that north end of the stadium. They're trying to stay dry down there.
I'm not sure they're succeeding in that, but speaking of Buffalo Wild Wings, what is your go-to sauce?
I like the dry lemon pepper wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no sauce.
No sauce.
Wow. All right.
Saucy enough as it is. So
I used to go with the spice. Is it spicy garlic or something garlic? I think it was spicy garlic. I used to love that one. I do remember one day, this was back when we still did radio, and we had a wing challenge. Biggest mistake of my entire life.
Did you win?
No. It was like you had to eat 4 of them. I don't even think I made it through 2, and I was dying. I mean, those things are so hot, the hottest sauce, whatever it is.
Yeah, like a ghost pepper style
I was
wing.
done.
No, thank you.
I don't know why I did it. I was young, still young.
That'll ruin your whole day and your evening. And hopefully you have a good plumber on call. 28-7 is our score. Just about ready to get things going in the fourth quarter. And let's check in with Brandon Davis on our C-Spire sideline report. And Brandon, I don't think there are any secrets right now for West Point. When they got the ball in their hands, just keep doing what they're doing, run that clock.
You know, the thing that really impresses me the most about this West Point offense is these receivers, these H-backs, these tight ends, they are so selfless. You know, you would think most kids these days, they want to catch the football, they want to be in the highlights, but these kids love to block. And that's what we've seen, and that's why this offense has been so successful tonight. 0 passing yards, but over 300 yards on the ground. That's a selfless team, guys.
Yeah, it is. And the thing that's so impressive to me is when you line up against them, you know what's coming. There are no secrets, and yet you cannot stop it. And that's not just the case this season for West Point. That's the identity of a Chris Chambliss West Point team, and they've been doing that for almost 20 years with him at the helm. They've got 3rd down and 6 right now. They're going to pass the ball. Can you believe this? Pass is incomplete. What'd you expect?
0 for 3.
That was towards Mac McGee. And for a team that runs the ball every play, they tried an aerial attack, and they passed out in the flat, incomplete, but that'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation now for Colt Whitaker, who's on for just the 2nd time as a punter tonight.
He's seen more time as a 3rd-string QB.
West Point 28, Laurel 7, 11:53 left in the fourth quarter.
Surprised by that decision.
Well, with a 3-touchdown lead, maybe just try something different for once. Whitaker punts it away, and Laurel backs away. That'll bounce out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And now the offense for Laurel comes out onto the field. And when it comes to the Laurel offense, we've given lots of praise to Kobe Pierce and his arm. And the conditions are better to throw now than they have been at any other point in the second half. It was raining hard in the second quarter. It rained through halftime and into the third quarter. It has finally quit raining. And looking at the flags there in the north end of the stadium, they're not blowing much. There is some air blowing through them, but not nearly as fierce as it was in the first quarter of the ball game, and the wind was really flying up the field. So maybe better conditions for him to throw now as he looks to go to the air and try to get a quick score. And he'll hand off up the middle with Braden Jordan into a white wall of West Point players, and they knock him back at the 45-yard line.
not that it would have been a different outcome had it been dry conditions, but still, I would have liked to have seen Laurel at their best opportunity to win in this game with that passing offense.
They're going to have to score quickly. Pierce, 3-step drop, looks near side, pass incomplete, through too low at the feet of his intended receiver, Keenan Jonikin. Correction, that was Zechariah Jenkins. But either way, an incompletion, and it's 3rd down and 10 now for the Golden Tornadoes. Ball is at the 46-yard line, moving towards the south end zone. That's left to right as we are on the west side of the stadium. 3rd down and 10. Here's the snap to Pierce. He's in trouble. Rolls out to his right, throws against his momentum, and there's no one within 30 yards of that pass. He throws out of bounds. Got out of the pocket, unloaded to the sideline, and that makes it 4th down and 10 for Laurel.
And maybe that's why West Point went for it on 3rd down with a pass, because they knew they were going to ball back in a quick 3 and out again.
Well, they'll definitely be going for it, trailing 28-7. West Point just wants to get that ball back and just pound the ball, keep it on the ground, keep the clock rolling. And tick the seconds down to their 12th state championship in school history. Kobe Pierce, 4th and 10, needing to reach the Green Wave 44-yard line to move the sticks. Pierce to pass, scans the middle of the field, pump fakes, throws, incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs, but a late flag comes in. Kobe Pierce was knocked down after he threw the ball, and this may be, actually take that back, that was Braden Jordan slow to get up. But this may extend the drive. Laurel players over there by the head referee. He finds a place to clear them out, and we'll get the verdict.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty.
So it is against Laurel.
That's not a 10-yard penalty if it's 4th down. You're going to go ahead and turn over on downs, right?
Holding, offense, a 10-yard penalty is declined. Following the play, we have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the white team. That penalty will be accepted. 1st and 10. What point?
So just like that penalty earlier, this will be after the fact, so West Point gets the ball after the turnover on downs, and then they'll take the penalty from that point, where they get the ball.
That's what they wanted, and they'll just back them up a little farther, and they'll have more chances to pad their rushing stats at this point.
Yeah, and over there on that Laurel sideline, very frustrated bunch, frustrated Ryan Ernest, their head coach, just shaking his head as he takes off his headset and looks towards his guys on the sideline. And now West Point comes out, and they are looking to keep the ball on the ground and grind that clock down, leading 28-7 here in the 4th quarter.
Must have been a late hit, just some shoving after the play.
This will be Colt Whitaker under center. Whitaker, Tillman Evans, and Daniels have all lined up at quarterback in this ball game for West Point. They have used 3 different guys at quarterback. Whitaker's about the only guy who's gone under center. And Whitaker hands off. Ewing up the middle, dances around a tackle up to the 44-yard line, gain of 5, and 2nd and 5 coming up for West Point.
Malik Love just took his legs and threw him off balance just enough to where he wasn't able to really explode through that hole, because he had a big head of steam, was heading downfield.
Earned about 5.5 yards. They'll say 2nd and 4. Back in at quarterback, Kanan Daniels. Senior quarterback playing in his final high school game. He's been recruited by several SEC schools, have given a commitment to the Florida Gators. On 2nd down, Kanan Daniels waiting for the snap, takes it, rolls right, hit immediately. He has taken off his feet, and that's great penetration by the Laurel defensive front. They get in there and knock him down. That was Anthony Rogers getting in there amongst others. Also in there for Laurel was Shavarian Hill.
One thing I have noticed too, both games today, and there was a little moment there he stood over the player, but I mean, for the most part, you've seen some really, really high level sportsmanship throughout today's matchups. guys helping other guys up off the deck or walking away from a big play, not celebrating in front of them. You know, those types of things where you see it on the college and pro level, so sometimes it trickles down, but it really hadn't today.
3rd down and 5. As they're at the 43. This will be Tillman Evans. Busts it to the right side. Has a hole. Has a first down. Into Laurel territory. He is free. Down the sideline and a touchdown. That is a 57-yard run. And that'll put it out of reach for sure. Quintarian Tillman Evans into the end zone. Another big run for him. And West Point getting closer and closer to another state championship.
We got a flag on the play.
Oh, bummer. That was his 3rd TD. Gets called back.
Flag is all the way back to the 45.
Offense.
How about that?
Repeat 3rd down.
Well, that takes the gain of 57 yards and the touchdown off the board, and some boos from that far sideline. It's a very impressive run by Quintarian Tillman Evans. He broke about 3 tackles en route to the end zone, but the holding brings it back, and it's now 3rd down and 15. So now the line of scrimmage is the 33-yard line. They need to reach the 49 for a first down. Clock at 9:04 left in the 4th quarter. Colt Whitaker back under center now for West Point. He'll hand off. No, he'll fake. He'll roll out himself. Makes his way to the 35-yard line and brought down up at the 37.
And you see him give himself up right as he got to the sideline, making sure he got tackled while in bounds. So keep that clock rolling. Heads up play there.
Yeah, ran that play action and had some space to run, but no gain. Not much anyway. Picked up 4 yards, so 4th and 11. And Whitaker will punt now.
Only downside for West Point tonight has been penalties. 9 for 94 yards. And really, boy, you could almost say 70-plus yards on that last penalty because of a 50-plus yard run, you know, plus the 10 yards back. So, tough night. But going to be a nice night in the Golden Triangle.
Sure is. They're going to add another one to their shelf. And now time taken. So we'll take it with them. Take a 90-second timeout. 8:14 left in the 4th quarter. The 5A state championship game. West Point 28, Laurel 7. Back in 90 seconds on the state championship radio network.
Bourbon and barbecue sauce together as one at Buffalo Wild Wings? Bet I know how it happened. One night at a dimly lit B-Dubs, smooth bourbon bumped into tangy barbecue sauce. They chat, flirt, bat eyelashes. B-Dubs barbecue goes home with bourbon. Some hickory incense is lit. It's a full-on seduction. When they just, hey ho, sorry, you know what? Got carried away there. It's just this bourbon barbecue sauce is that good. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Did you get to come
Let's
here for a
go
game this
year? Came to the A&M game.
Limited time only while supplies last. Please drink
full?
responsibly.
Yeah. That was great. It was an 11.
When it comes to roofing, the Malone name is one synonymous with quality and dependability. A third-generation family business with a history that dates back to the 40s. We were born to be roofers. And with 8 locations across the Southeast, come rain or shine, leak or structural damage, we're by your side no matter what. Please visit bcmalone.com today to request a professional roofing estimate.
To be safe around electricity, here are a few things to be aware of. Electricity from power lines can jump to nearby objects, like ladders, so stay at least 10 feet away. There are wires behind walls, so use a cable detector before you drill. Many electrical lines are underground. Call 811 to locate them before you dig. Think safety first. And for more safety tips, visit beawareeverywhere.com. Brought to you by Cooperative Energy.
West Point 28, Laurel 7. 8:14 left in the 4th quarter. Coming up for West Point, it'll be 4th down and 11. This is our final game of the day. 2 games today, 2 games tomorrow, 3 games on Saturday. A 3-day state championship weekend this year in Oxford, Mississippi. And we certainly are happy to be here, and we appreciate their hospitality here at Ole Miss and in Oxford and all they've done for us, and we'll continue to do these next 2 days. The Class 1A game was earlier today with Biggersville winning over Velma Jackson in a barn burner. 53-49 was the final score as Biggersville won the 1A state championship. Snap is high to Whitaker. He brings it down, and a low end-over-end punt bounces to the 40, down to the 35, and out of bounds inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. So looking like West Point is going to win the 5A state championship here tonight. 2 ball games tomorrow. That'll be 4 p.m. with a 2A state championship game, and that will feature Heidelberg versus Charleston. And then tomorrow's night game will be a 7:30 Central Time kick. That'll be the Class 6A game between West Jones and Grenada. And then Saturday, 3 ball games, noon, 3:30, and 7 o'clock. That'll be the 4A game at noon, Columbia versus Louisville. The 3:30 game will be the 3A game between Knoxville County and Winona. And then the 7 p.m. game on Saturday, the Class 7A game between Oak Grove and Starkville. So still 2 action-packed days of high school football to determine state champions here in the state of Mississippi. On 1st and 10, nowhere to go for the quarterback Pierce, who just takes, I wouldn't say a knee, but just kind of fell on the ball. He had nowhere to go and loses 3 yards on the play. Maybe more than that, maybe a loss of 5.
He probably saved himself a really sore neck tomorrow because he had 2 white jerseys closing in on him that would have not have felt good had he taken those hits.
2nd and 16 is what they'll say for Kobe Pierce and the Laurel Golden Tornadoes. Pierce looking to pass in the pocket, steps up, airs one out down the near sideline, pass is caught across midfield and now incomplete as the ball came out once he hit the ground. He went up amongst a couple of defenders, He had the ball in his hands but couldn't secure it, and that was Zachariah Jenkins who couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, he's been going after those tonight. He's caught a couple of them, but just not able to hold on to that one. The ground unkind, and boy, double coverage again, got it over the top. A great throw, put it right where his receiver could get it. Maybe a touch of a wobble on it, but a catchable ball and just good defense. And I have just out. Go ahead.
3rd and 16. They'll pass deep again down the middle of the field, and that's incomplete.
Just also notice their helmets. They say L-Town. I missed that earlier. I for the longest time been, just because my eyes are terrible, I thought it was Laurel because there was a big L.
Right.
And I looked closer, I was like, oh, those are cool helmets. L-Town. I like that.
Well, unfortunately for them, L-Town has a different meaning tonight, as they are not going to be winning this ball game. They'll be taking the L back to Laurel. 28-7, West Point leading. 7:15 left in the 4th quarter. And now Laurel will be punting the ball away from the 10-yard line. West Point not coming after this one. They have not come after a punt all night long. Punt is away. That will bounce at the 43-yard line, roll inside the 40 to the 35 and down to the 31.
We mentioned Chris Chambliss, and this reportedly his very last ball game in his 18th season at the helm. 205 now. This will be 206 wins in just 18 years against only 45 losses. Since 2000, which is only a few years before he took the helm, this West Point club has gone 255 and 72. That's a 78% winning percentage.
They've been doing it for a long time. They're looking to be number 1 again in Class 5A. So 1st and 10 for West Point. Ball at the 31-yard line. Looking towards the sideline, quarterback Kanan Daniels. We were talking about West Point earlier. This is their 8th straight trip to the state championship game. Chris Chambliss has taken West Point now to 10 state championship games. Rolling out right now. Daniels has a big hole up to the sideline across midfield, spreading inside the 40 to the 30, and he's tripped up inside the 25-yard line. Not the only man tripped up. One of the referees blew out down there about the 12-yard line. He was trying to keep up with the play, and everybody spilled to the grass. But it's a first down brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard.
I'm telling you, that change in weather, sometimes those tires can get low. Got to be careful. That carries him over 200 yards for the game now for Daniels. Just a sensational night. 239 total yards on 26 carries, 2 touchdowns, averaging 9 yards per play.
And a timeout will be taken by Laurel. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 6:35 left in the ball game. West Point 28, Laurel 7. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network.
L-Town. Oh, my God. I was dying. I was trying so hard not to laugh really hard. It made me laugh. I'm getting text now. L-Town. L-Town, that was epic. That was the greatest.
Madison and Jackson.
When I say hometown, it means something to us. That may be the best thing I've ever done.
We are hometown. We are hometown.
Oh, my God.
We support our local schools, community organizations, and local municipalities. Shopping and keeping business local keeps our community strong. We are hometown.
.6:35 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 28-7 lead for West Point over Laurel. Alongside Brian Eubank, Ben Ingram here with you. Brandon Davis down to the sideline, and West Point ticking down the seconds to their 12th state championship in school history. And for Chris Chambliss, he'll be looking for his 7th state championship and his first since 2019. They've come up a little bit short in this ball game over the last few years. But they are so close to being back on top in 5A. Out of the shotgun, this will be Daniels. Runs up the middle inside the 20. Wrestle down to the 15-yard line, close to another first down.
That gives West Point over 400 rushing yards now. 400 plus rushing yards tonight. And that puts them near 5,000 on the year.
Man, what a year. What a great season. And so many, as we mentioned, so many weapons, and their offensive line has been absolutely tremendous. They have steamrolled their way to 410 total yards, all of that on the ground in this ball game. Kanan Daniels, now this will be Tillman Evans, I should say, rumbles up the middle inside the 5-yard line. That'll move the sticks and create a first and goal from the 4 now for West Point.
I think you probably said it best when you said this is the most, and Brandon too alluded to it, the most unselfish group of players out there, each wanting somebody else to get theirs, not worrying about, I'm going to get 400 yards, whatever it is. Each one of these guys are encouraging each other on, and they just want to win the title.
Yeah, tremendous team approach and doing it together. Kanan Daniels back out there now at quarterback. First and goal from the 4. They're looking for the exclamation point right here, leading 28-7. Coming up on 5 minutes left in the game. Kanan Daniels takes the snap up the middle, has a hole across the goal line, and a touchdown for West Point. And they are leaving no doubt tonight here in Oxford, Mississippi, as they take a 34-7 lead with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Third touchdown for Daniels on the night after he'd had his third touchdown wiped away by way of a penalty earlier in this half, and now he gets that third TD. Puts him at 253 yards, the quickest scoring drive of the night for West Point at barely 2 minutes.
A Trustmark touchdown. Now they're looking for the Dairy Alliance extra point. Been a good night there for Jack Carter-Taylor, who is 4 for 4 on extra points. Gets this one up, and that one is through, and he is now 5 for 5. So with 5:02 left in the fourth quarter, West Point cruising. They have a 35-7 lead in the 5A state championship game. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network.
It's time to get your game on.
Are you ready to go for the gold? The State Games of Mississippi is the state's top amateur sports fest, featuring more than 40 sports each year. Sports include soccer, baseball, mountain bike, swimming, and even pickleball. Face off with athletes from across Mississippi in your chosen sport for gold, silver, and bronze medals. And don't miss the excitement of the State Games opening ceremony with the parade of mountain bikes. Ready to go for the gold?
14, 12, and 10. Get your game on.
Visit stategamesofms.org today.
West Point to kick it away, leading 35-7 over Laurel in the 5A state championship game. And Jack Carter-Taylor's left foot gets into this one. Laurel's got it at the 28-yard line, trying to find some daylight. Nothing there, as Kobe Pierce brought down back at the 27-yard line. And that's where Laurel will scrimmage, trailing 35-7.
I got one more stat for you. Ready?
Yeah.
So when West Jones, think about tomorrow night. When West Point scores 30 or more points in a game since the year 2000, they're 160-3. When they score 40 or more, 93-0. Never been beaten in the year since the year 2000. And conversely, when allowing 30 or more, Laurel is 16-43.
This is certainly a style, and by the way, flags fly out there all over the place. But this is the style of ball game that West Point knew that they're going to be fine with. With this weather tonight, they knew that their offense was going to be able to roll in the midst of this rain that we saw there tonight.
Dead ball, legal substitution, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And finishing that thought as that penalty is against West Point, we knew that West Point would score points tonight for two reasons. Number one, that's what they do. They can fly down the field. They have so many weapons. And number two, we mentioned this, Laurel gives up points. Their defense was far from elite this year, but they score a bunch of points. So the question is going to be the Laurel offense versus the defense for West Point, and that's been pretty one-sided. Meanwhile, Laurel takes the ball across the 40. That'll be a gain of 7 yards and a first down up to the 40-yard line. And that first drive for Laurel was a really good one, UB, as they tie the ball game up 7 apiece. But they have been shut out since then as the Green Wave defense has flexed their muscles tonight versus the Golden Tornadoes.
I would not have believed you after that start of the game that it would be still 7.
First and 10, handoff up the middle, nothing there. No gain on the play. There were 3 Green Wave defenders there, led by Braylon Hodges, as they were able to bring down Braden Jordan.
You don't often see a 3-1 in time differential in a ball game.
Especially a state championship game.
Yeah, 29-16 to 13-42 right now.
Kobe Pierce, 3 wide to his right, ball in the left hash. Pierce takes the snap, scans the field. Here comes the heat. He unloads to the near sideline, and that is going to be intercepted by West Point. Hauling it in for West Point along that near sideline. Is that 39?
Yep.
That was Hall. Maurice Hall coming up with it and jumped the route. And he read that and was able to jump that route and bring it in. And there's your first turnover of the ball game.
And it was just one of those moments you just threw it up for grabs. He didn't stare the receiver down. He was looking. It was like his last option over there on the edge. And but Zachariah Jenkins has been a guy he's gone to a lot tonight. Has targeted an awful lot tonight. That was the 14th time he's been targeted in this game. So he's a guy he's been throwing the ball towards. But, boy, what a great job of, like you said, jumping the route there.
Yeah, that was a perfect job. We've seen a couple of turnover on downs for Laurel, but this time it's the interception for West Point, first of those tonight. And now with 4:04 left in the ball game, West Point just looking to run this ball. Here's a direct snap to Ewing, surges up the middle, leaves his feet leaping over the 35. How about that effort in a 35-7 ball game as he's dropped to the 34, and that's a gain of 6 yards.
I'm not sure what the most impressive stat is, time of possession. Some of those are really impressive, but when you have 425 rushing yards and you're averaging 8.3 yards per carry, I mean, it's nearly a first down per carry.
Everything they have decided to do tonight has worked.
And you alluded to it. This style of offense, you have to have the unselfish nature of it.
This time, snap up the middle, a direct snap to the up back, and he goes up the middle, a gain of about 3 yards. That'll be close to a first down. That time on the carry, it was Cam Randall. First time we've called his name tonight. Cam Randall, the junior, picking up the first down.
And if this is Chambliss' swan song, boy, how about calling your shot? Going out on a championship.
Finishing with a ring, which would be his 7th at the helm in West Point and their 12th in school history.
Yeah, he passed the thumb a while back.
They go under center with Whitaker. Toss to the far side. Looking for daylight now, Jalen Cooperwood. And he's inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 4 yards. This is the 5A state championship game, and West Point is leading Laurel 35-7. Great to be with you tonight, statewide, all over the entire state of Mississippi. In just a moment, it'll be West Point hoisting the golden ball. And that'll be wrapping up day 1 of state championship action here from Vaught-Hemingway Stadium in Oxford. 2nd down and 7. Whitaker goes under center. 3-man backfield in line behind him. Whitaker takes the snap. Hands off. Cooperwood going to be chopped down to the 28-yard line. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down and still 7 yards now for West Point. And for the Green Wave, an opportunity to get in some guys that we've not seen too many times in the ball game. We mentioned Cam Randall, Jalen Cooperwood these last few carries. Cooperwood a senior. Now it's Kamen Ewing back there. He too is a senior. Ewing looking towards the sideline. Clock continues to roll down to $1:40. Rolling down towards a minute and a half left to go. Ewing looking to take the snap. Does so. Runs around the right end. Has a hole inside the 20, 15, 10, and wrestled down at the 7-yard line. That'll be another first down brought to you by Mississippi Air National Guard. And it's 1st and goal for West Point. They want one more score. They want to pump it in one more time. 1st and goal from the 9.
Or do you kneel on it here? Because, you know.
Yeah, this thing has been decided. It's been all West Point since about early in the second quarter. Back there now is Quintarian Tillman Evans. And then they'll snap and they'll take a knee. That is Kanan Daniels who takes the knee.
And that's what class is, guys. That's the picture of it right there. You could easily punch another score in just to get somebody a touchdown that hadn't had one this year or whatever, but it's also called not showing up your opponent.
Oh, and those coaches along that far sideline, UB, they're all gathered over there around Chris Chambliss. And like you mentioned, an incredible career, 18 seasons at West Point, about to win his 7th state championship at West Point, and he is hugging his coaches over there. They take one more knee, and West Point spills out onto the field, and the celebration will begin for the West Point Green Wave. They are state champions yet again for the 12th time in school history. It's the West Point Green Wave crowned champions in 5A here in Mississippi. It'll be official here in about 10 seconds as the clock continues to roll, but helmets are all over the field. Celebration down there on the field. They're waving their school flags. 3, 2, 1, and it is official. Final score, West Point over Laurel, 35-7 in the 5A state championship game. And a great game played by a selfless team. Multiple heroes tonight. Multiple men got the ball and contributed. I think that might be the biggest takeaway in this ball game for us, UB, is how many guys got the ball. They stuck to their game plan. It worked. And once again, Chris Chambliss is a state champion.
7 different ball carriers tonight. 2 of them go over 100 yards. Daniels, of course, the big cog in this machine. 28 carries, 253, and 3 TDs.
Let's go down to Brandon Davis.
Hey, Coach Chambliss, a great win tonight. I mean, you gave up that touchdown early in the game, but your defense really stuck it out. What was your overall thought of how your defense played tonight?
Hard and fast, just like we asked them to do, and we tackled well. Gave up a little bit to start, but we settled in, and our nerves settled down, and we just played Green Wave defense.
12 state titles at West Point. I mean, that's unbelievable what you've been able to do here. This is your 7th one. With everything that changes with student athletes throughout the years, how are you able to maintain this environment here at West Point and this culture that you have?
Got a great community, number one. Got great administrative support, but our coaches. I mean, got great assistant coaches who've been here with me a long time. Some of them 15+ years, and
we need it, Coach.
That's right, baby. And and guys like this just love come to work hard every day. That's it.
Well, Coach, congratulations to you. An outstanding career. You are a legend in this state. You are a state champion. Go celebrate it with your family. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brandon. That's our C-Spire sideline report, and that is the victorious head coach of the West Point Green Wave. That is Chris Chambliss, his 7th state championship. And I love that question by Brandon and the answer by Coach Chambliss about how do you continue with the continuity. I think that's the most impressive thing, because when you win a state championship, that's hard to do. But when you've won as many as he has, and they've had that winning mentality not only in that school but in that community for a long time, that is so challenging to accomplish. And he gives all the credit to his coaches and his community.
And when you have this level right now of the air it out, whatever, the run and gun, all the different versions of offenses that teams are running, you don't see that style of offense at the collegiate level. You don't see 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore, but it works for West Point. These kids buy into it, they sell out to it, and the proof is in the pudding today. Another state championship for this West Point team.
It is their 12th in school history and the 7th for Chris Chambliss. And the final score tonight in the 5A state championship game, West Point 35, Laurel 7. Well, when we come back, it'll be time for our Pine Straw of Mississippi post-game show. We'll have a recap and tell you about everything coming up tomorrow in day 2 of the Mississippi State Championship High School weekend, as we will have 2 more ball games tomorrow. It'll be the Class 2A and Class 6A ball games tomorrow. More on that when we come back. Final score, West Point over Laurel, 35-7. You're listening to the State Championship Radio Network. Back in 3 minutes on the State Championship Radio Network.
Come find your better life at Hines Community College. From strong academic and career tech programs to athletics, Hines CC has a tradition that helps everyone turn their passion into a profession. Classes are available day and night with a flexible schedule with you in mind at any one of our 6 convenient locations or online. Call 1-800-HINES-CC or visit hinescc.edu and make your dreams into a reality today.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi's college town. Take a master class in taking it easy, advanced sociology, or pursue lab-based research. There are no prerequisites in Starkville. Just show up, show out, and enrich yourself. Broaden your horizons and brighten your weekend. Visit Starkville. To learn more, visit starkville.org. That's starkville.org.
I'm personal injury attorney Casey Lott. The difference between a $200,000 settlement and a $2 million judgment can be the work your lawyer does from day one. Your injuries are a personal problem for me from the moment you retain our firm until we win your case. If you've been injured in an accident, call me at 554-4000. With offices in Tupelo and Boonville, we're easy to find and we don't get paid unless we win. Let Casey handle your case. Call me at 554-4000.
Balanced nutrition by Milk. Whether competing on the field, working out, or tackling your to-do list, Milk provides the fuel you need for peak performance. With 8 grams of complete protein per 8-ounce serving, Milk helps you build muscle, stay active, and recover. This fall, we proudly announce the Dairy Alliance as the official milk partner for high school championship events. To learn more about Milk's balanced nutrition, visit thedairyalliance.com.
Holmes Community College provides a world of opportunities. A first-class education, affordable tuition, and accessible locations make Holmes your best choice to further your higher education. Holmes Community College is consistently recognized as one of the best community colleges in the state of Mississippi. Let Holmes Community College fill your needs by providing classes for academic transfer, learning a new trade, or improving your skills through a workforce development department. For more information, log on to the school's website at holmescc.edu.
35-7, our final score. West Point victorious tonight over Laurel in the 5A State Championship game. This is our Pine Straw, Mississippi post-game show alongside Brian Eubank and Brandon Davis, who's been down on the sideline. Ben Ingram here with you as we wrap up day 1 of state championship coverage. Again, earlier today in the 1A game, it was Biggersville over Velma Jackson. And a terrific ball game came down to the wire. And here tonight under the lights in Oxford, it's West Point over Laurel, as they had their way with the Golden Tornadoes tonight, winning 35-7. It's time for our Paris Tractor Player of the Game. And to be quite honest, UB, lots of choices tonight with given how many guys touched the ball for West Point. But at the end, I think we have to go with Kanan Daniels. We were talking about him before the game. We talked a lot about him during the game, and of course talking about him now after the game. 28 carries for 254 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he was the key piece for this dynamic offense for West Point this evening.
He's a special kid. I mean, there's going to be a very special school in Florida that'll be very happy to have him, unless someone else can steer him towards the state of Mississippi. I don't know.
Could happen. Could happen. Well, anyone who was watching him tonight, certainly he left an impression. He had a very impressive night this evening, and so did that West Point team. Their offensive line was spectacular. They played a great game in their defense, giving up just 7 points to a team that had been scoring a ton of points in Laurel. That's a great job all the way around. So congratulations to Laurel for their accomplishments this season and winning the South State Championship. But ultimately, congratulations to West Point, as they once again, they're the champions in 5A. What a tremendous program they have. And if that is it for Chris Chambliss, boy, you want to talk about going out in an impressive fashion, winning his 7th state championship and the 12th in school history. Coming up tomorrow, 2 ball games. We will have the 2A state championship game at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That'll be Heidelberg versus Charleston. And then at 7:30 tomorrow night, it'll be West Jones versus Grenada to crown the champion of 6A. And of course, just like tonight, we'll be on statewide here on the State Championship Radio Network, and hope that you'll be able to tune in tomorrow. Coming up in just a moment, after we are back from this timeout, we will have Breck Riley finishing things up with our Pine Straw, Mississippi post-game show. He'll tell you more about tomorrow, and he'll run you back through some of the statistics and highlights of the ball game you just heard. Again, the final score, West Point 35, Laurel 7 for Brandon Davis. Also for Brian Eubank, Bill Wilson, I'm Ben Ingram saying so long and a good evening from Vaught Hemingway Stadium here on the campus of Ole Miss, where West Point has defeated Laurel by a final score of 35-7. Back in 60 seconds on the State Championship Radio Network.
Holmes Community College provides a world of opportunities. A first-class education, affordable tuition, and accessible locations make Holmes your best choice to further your higher education. Holmes Community College is consistently recognized as one of the best community colleges in the state of Mississippi. Let Holmes Community College fill your needs by providing classes for academic transfer, learning a new trade, or improving your skills through a workforce development department. For more information, log on to the school's website at holmescc.edu.